I'm awake. I'm here. Damn, internet was trying to be funky while I was trying to get started about 15 minutes ago. Well, I'm happy it's not just me. Well, not happy, but you know what I mean. Hey, GCF. Oh, well, maybe the client would give you money. Client's like, oh man, this guy broke. Better tip him. Topics tonight? I don't even know. Again, I was messing with the, I was more screwing around with the, internet to get the damn thing to work. Let's go with this one. Give me 1 second. Hold on, everybody. I'm throw another song. I'm still waiting for people to come in. Let me throw another song on while we're waiting, and I get everything else squared away. I'm not sure the topic's probably more war stuff. I know we moved a shit ton of stuff over to the Middle East. Like I had a lot of more airplanes and other resources. So probably stuff on that.
Y'all ready to praise him for the victory? Yes, Lord. When the enemy come floating up, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna trust the Lord and blow 'em up. And blow 'em
Now we got a rotating image then when we start.
was creeping, trying to test the waters, but the Lord was watching deep in. They thought they were slick, coming with their evil plan. But God raised up some warriors with fire in their hand. We prayed in the spirit, we called on his name. He said, my children, it's time to bring the flame. No fear in our hearts, cause the battle is the Lord. He gon' part the Red Sea and settle The deacon said amen. Sister in the back, hollering, do it again. 'Cause when God moves, he don't play around. Them boats hit the water, then it went down. When the waves started crashing, the wind began to roar. But greater is he that's living in us. Come on, church, let's blow up them boats. Blow them up, hey, in the name of Jesus. Blow up them boats. Hey, blow them up, fire from heaven. Let the rockets fly high. Oh, God's got the power. Watch the enemy fry. Oh, hey, blow up them boats. Hallelujah. Send them to the bottom. Let the victory shout. We serve a mighty God. He fights for the free. Oh, blow up them iron boats. Hey, hey, for you and me. Hey, hey. Now I know some folks might say that ain't right. Hey, but when the enemy rises, we gon' stand and fight. Hey, like David with Goliath, like Moses with the sea. Our God is a warrior, and he's fighting for me. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, praise him loud, till the devil retreat. Blow up them boats. Blow up them boats. In the name of Jesus, blow up them boats. One more time. Fire from heaven, let the rockets fly high. God's got the power. Watch the enemy fry. Blow up them boats. Yes, Lord. Send them to the bottom. Let the victory shout. We serve a mighty God. He fights for the free. Blow up them iron boats. For you and me. Come on, 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 come on. Oh, yeah. Blow 'em up, blow 'em up, blow 'em up, blow 'em up, blow 'em up. Hey, 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 amen.
Amen, crackers. How's it going? How is everyone doing today? Y'all, you feeling all right, everybody? Everything going okay? You ain't got the case of the syphilis, I hope? There's some people out there who do. Don't know who. I could say who. Tio. But so, overnight, U.S. forces carried out a maritime interdiction and right of visit boarding of a sanctioned stateless vessel, the MT Majestic X, transporting oil from Iran in the Indian Ocean, within the Indo-PCOM area of responsibility. Department of War says they will continue the global maritime engagement. Enforcement to disrupt the illicit network and indicate vessels or interdict vessels providing material support to Iran, whether they operate international waters cannot be as a shield by sanctioned actors. Department of War will continue to deny illicit actors and their vessels of freedom for maneuvering the maritime domain. So again, for another day, we are still stopping boats coming and going with oil and other materials, forcing the rest of the world to move to American oil.
Motor vessel Majestic X, we intend to conduct the boarding of your vessel.
Bunch of really happy
We
Marines.
intend to conduct the boarding of your vessel.
Get to go over there and hop on an oil tanker. Secure it. At least I want to get a hole blown through its engine room. EU is now pushing for a crackdown on emojis that can be used to cover up illegal speech. Oi! Oi, wankas! So apparently Polymarket is saying that the EU is pushing to crack down on emojis that can be used to cover up illegal speech. What the hell is illegal speech? Like, I don't really understand that illegal speech. Not really, I don't really know what that means. A sickening video shows a New York teen stomp on a girl's head after she refused to give him her number. What a nice guy. Give me your number, woman. No. Oh, well, now I'll just go kill you. It seems like a very, it does not seem like a very good, nice thing to do to somebody. Seems like the exact opposite. Maybe she knew you were deep down a rapist. I don't know. Don't know. I'm trying to wait for the ad to go by so I could put the video on. Do you need Dubzent? I don't know what it means. I don't even know what it is. Man, New York Post has a lot of freaking ads. Disable your ad blocker. How about you go suck a wiener? Come on, commercial. Come on. I know. Why don't you have an ad blocker? Well, it's because through OBS. OBS is not very easy to put an ad blocker in. You know, probably could just add in this link. Yeah, it doesn't always work. Sorry. Oh my God, this ad is like 20 freaking minutes. Important safety information indications. You might explode. Bleeding from your eyes and face.
Sickening viral video shows a teen brutally attacking a girl on a New York City street, all because she refused to give him her phone number. In the graphic clip,
yeah, he looks like a really upstanding individual.
which is circulating on social media, the 14-year-old brute confronts the 15-year-old girl on the corner of East 107th Street and 3rd Avenue in East Harlem around 3:30 p.m. on Monday after school got out. What happens next is difficult to watch.
I just got smack out of you right now, right? Do it. No, you stand right here. You will. No, you stand right here. You stand right here.
Well, no, because
Let's go. Oh, word?
So this right here, there's a lot going on here, right? Like that this 14-year-old kid is emboldened this much. To do this. So he's already standing there. I mean,
I just got smack out of you right now, right?
On Monday, what happens next is difficult to watch.
I just got smack out of you.
so someone's already videotaping. He's already hostile. He's over there because, again, he got rejected, doesn't want to deal with his feelings.
Right now, right?
do it.
No, you stand right here.
And now he's like trying to confront them. And the other girl left, which was bad, and left her by herself. I don't know if that was her friend or what, but that was bad. And not one other person in the entire area of shit New York gets out of their goddamn building and goes and helps out, right? Instead of going out there, making sure she's okay, actually being a nice human being. Instead, what happens? No one does a goddamn thing. In fact, it gets even worse because you have someone there actually videotaping, right? And not even understanding why this is a problem.
You stand right here.
Well, no, because
Let's go. Oh, word?
Like, if it was me as a prosecutor, I already see this as as a human being that's not going to be redeemable in society. And we all know what I do with people like that, right?
yo,
Like, this is attempted murder. This is lifting her up. And there is people literally everywhere that don't do a goddamn thing. Right? And this is what, an 80-pound girl? Like, I don't know, and they know who it is, right? Because they know how old he is, they knew who the person was. Monday after school got out. Again, told her he's gonna F her out. The masked goon then grabs her from behind, picks her up and slams her to the ground. While she lies on the ground, helpless in pain, he stomps on her hair, walks away. The girl suffered a concussion and was taken by EMS to Harlem Hospital, stable condition, police source said. The bully was arrested in charge of the assault. This isn't bullying. Like, this is not bullied. This is attempted murder. Like, there is definitely a big difference between, like, cutting off a girl's pigtails and stomping on her head and attempting to kill her. Right? And, like, I know people are going to be like, oh, well, he's only 14. Well, that sucks. I would try him as an adult. Like, you think that behavior is going to get better as they become older and they go to prison? No. I feel it's going to embolden them. Right? You know, and maybe he's going to take, you know, the aggression of getting a bunch of penis up his ass on somebody else when he gets out, right? Yeah, he needs to be tried as an adult. This isn't bullying. Sorry. And again, masked up, ready for this to, you know, to happen and going out of his way to make it happen. And videotaping it. So I would say, yeah, you're not redeemable. Off to the execution chair. Sorry. Next. Hey, remember that one kid that went out and acted stupid and so he fried him? Yeah? Do you want to be that kid? No? Okay. Oh, better shape up then. Yeah, and there's other people around him too watching it.
Disturbingly, the attackers heard being egged on by his friends filming the video,
His friend should also be arrested too.
who laugh when he throws the girl to the ground and then stomps on her head. The girl suffered a concussion and was taken by EMS to Harlem Hospital in stable condition, police and sources said. The bully was arrested and charged with assault and is now due to appear in family court, sources said.
Family court? No. That's attempted murder. You going to get murdered court, you know? Like, and tried as an adult. I don't know. Well, it's New York, so they're probably not going to do that, but I think it's, I don't know, horrible. Horrible. We have a tornado on the ground right now, by the way, in 3. Anyone that cares, tornado.
This is a very, very destructive, power lines. Okay. Very, very destructive tornado. Sorry, we're trying to get east with it. We have seen several houses damaged by it already.
Yeah, I don't care,
very,
you know,
very
again.
large, dangerous tornado. Oh my God.
What color is who he is or what, but,
Look at this house right here next to us.
I can't see it.
that's because it's oh my God.
Yeah, EF3 damage.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Okay, so this is the path. This is going to be live only on News 9. EF3 damage as he's driving through the damage. This just happened a minute ago, 2 minutes ago.
The debris is lofted to 15,000 feet in the air,
Okay,
David.
that's going to be an EF3, maybe a 4. Strong and violent tornado now, folks. This thing has been on the ground now for, what, 10 miles?
Enhance.
We'll say 10 miles. And, okay, Justin, keep him going east.
Okay, I'll give you the streets here, David. This is East-West Road, is Fox Drive. The
You guys like all the new screens?
Links 1 control room.
16th Street.
Okay, we have 30th Street and 16th Street coming up on 30th. What's this? Oh, Southgate Road. Southgate Road and 30th Street.
Oh,
and
Lordy.
back to 16th Street. It's going to 42nd Street, folks. It's going all the way.
And I've got the track on
It's going
too.
to cross 412, okay? It's going to cross 412 at the airport And there it is. All right, let's go to Mason Dunn in the air. There's your storm track. Fairmont 845, Breckenridge 847. It's moving east-northeast. If I live in Fairmont, back to, again, southeastern sides of Enid, east of Enid, lowest level center part of the house. Let's go to Mason Dunn. Get an update from Mason in the air. Mason Dunn, dangerous, deadly tornado on the ground, large and violent tornado on the ground, doing damage, wiping out homes right now, Mason Dunn. Go ahead, give us an update from the air. Big tornado. It's not good at all. Go ahead, Mason.
Yeah, we've been watching this thing from the beginning as we were coming back from the ones up north. And this tornado right here has not let up. It has been strong the whole time. It's getting dark out here, so it's getting hard to see, but we can still see power flashes coming from the bottom of the tornado, and it is not letting up, folks. It is still going, and it is still strong, doing damage. We're going to stay out here as long as we can here in Bob Mills Sky News 9. Back to you.
All right, Mason, stay with us as long as you can. There's nothing to your south right now, so you'll be good to get back. And there's the debris. There's the tornado. The stuff back to the southwest has died. This storm became the main event. It took over the atmosphere. It's gobbled up everything around it, and that's what happens when you get a big monster beast like that. Okay, there's your debris. Kyle is in the debris field.
Up to 18,000 feet from the ground.
I don't hear you, but
18, you can't hear me? 18,000 feet from off the ground.
Can you hear her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your IP must have just died, David.
Right.
So this debris is lofted so high, that's how you know how strong the tornado is. Plus, just looking at the wind speeds and the wind velocity here, the couplet's still extremely tight. We've been measuring winds, David, well over 100 miles per hour, obviously. At least. But we're getting even higher values when we look at base velocity. So Kyle's right there seeing it. He's been driving through the debris, so very much on the ground.
All right, let's go back to Kyle here and get an update. Kyle?
Guess what I forgot to do?
Again, the tornado is a mile to your northeast now. It's a mile to the northeast of you. Again, tornado continues, strong to violent tornado, at least in EF3, doing damage now. Just to the east, Advanced Air Force Base, moving east-northeast at about 20 miles per hour.
No, I'm not a primitive flathead, but thanks.
412, it looks like.
That's right, Cannabis
east of Enid, okay? Worst case scenario. Kyle, go ahead. Give us an update as you're tracking it live, mile by mile. Go ahead, Kyle.
David, we just turned
mile
per
mile, Kyle.
We're trying to get east on it. We ran into some debris. David, it is still on the ground. It's actually gotten a little bit larger the last 5 minutes. This is a very, very dangerous situation. Big tornado on the ground doing damage on the south side of Enid. We saw that house, and half of it was completely gone, David. Lots of power lines down, trees down. I mean, it is still moving to the northeast doing damage. David, back to you.
Okay, all right, incredible job, folks. This is going to be a quarter of a mile EF3 tornado. Might be a little stronger. I'm going to be a little conservative on this. I think winds upwards of 130 to 150 miles per hour. Okay, so I'll say an EF3, maybe a low wind EF4, for sure 3, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, and it's starting to widen out. You can see it widening out clearly here. Strong to violent tornado. Let's go back to Lynx 1.
It took a slight jog to the north.
Okay, so here's Market Street Road. This is Highway 60. This is, again, the airport.
The airport, yes.
Okay? That's the airport. If you live in between the airport and southwest of the Vance Airport, southeast of town, you have to go to the lowest level because that is knocking on your door. Just listen to me. You cannot just sit and watch this thing, okay? If you can see it, it's too close. If you can see it, you're making a bad mistake, okay? You need to be thinking about where you're going to go, and you got to go now. Lowest level, center part of the house. If you do not have a storm shelter, okay? Again, lowest level, center part of the house. Wrap the kids up. Right? Okay, so now crossing Southgate Road, and then from there, it's going to make its way up towards the airport. There's the runway. Okay, so here's Market Street. Here's 42nd Street, coming up on 30th Street, moving east-northeast at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Okay, Mason's shot. I see it. Is his shot still good?
By the way, it's the last day I'm on until Monday.
Okay, got you. All right, just incredible here. So there's the tornado. We'll get a storm track. Links to, Lace?
Yes,
on the storm track. Again, here's your storm track. Downtown Enid, this misses you, okay? This is not an Enid, but it's 2 miles southeast of downtown Enid. It doesn't get any closer.
Hit
than
that like button
okay?
also.
So
30 of
if
you have
live
not.
East of Enid, right? Here's your swath right in here, right? This is it right in here. The only cities are Fairmont, Breckenridge, and Garber. I don't mean only, but I mean the cities are ahead of it. Okay, so here's Garnett Road, East Market Street Road. It's crossing now 30th. It's crossing almost to 30th north-south, and then it'll cross 42nd Street, and it's now north of Southgate Road. North of Southgate Road. Kyle, Justin, is he going eastbound? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go back to Kyle now. And again, you folks, again, if it's headed towards you, if you live near the airport, southeast sides of Enid.
It's lifting north. It did another jog further north.
So from the airport back to the west, let's go get a quick update.
Where it's going to hit the airport.
And Kyle, go ahead. You are live. Tornado continues on the ground now. It's going to go on the far eastern and southeastern sides of Enid, okay? Won't go through downtown Enid. Lacey, do me a favor. Find out where the railroad tracks are. Zoom in on that. I think they're by the fertilizer plant. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm just going back to my memory here.
Right. They are just over here to the east of where the circulation is.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody knows where the railroad track is. Everybody knows where the airport is. Everybody knows where the fertilizer plant is.
Right.
And this is going to be close. Okay.
I don't.
Do we have Kyle now, Justin? Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Kyle here. Bring him in. Kyle, not as visible. It looks like it's still on the ground though, but it might have weakened some. It looks like it might have weakened some. Thank goodness, because folks, this has been a deadly tornado. Okay. Let's go to Kyle.
David, we've still been seeing several big, large power flashes, so it is still on the ground doing damage at this time. It's going to be just to our north by a couple miles. We're getting ready to take a north route to try to get out ahead of it. But right now, it's kind of rain wrapped. We can't see it on the ground, but we have been seeing power flashes, so it is still on the ground, David. Back to you.
It's just tucked back in there. It's what we call, it's gotten a little dirty with wrapping rain and hail wrapping around the tornado, okay? So once again, east and southeast on the eastern sides of Enid, lowest level, center part of the house.
City.
Can't say it enough, and I will say it
Kansas City might also be, or Kansas might be having tornadoes also.
Storm shelter, obviously fine. Above ground, below ground, doesn't matter. If you don't have either one of those, fine. Lowest level, center part of the house. Small closet, small bathroom, okay? Been saying it now for half an hour to 45 minutes with this cell. All right, let's go back to radar. There's the tornado now crossing 30th.
What I'm showing you is it is lifting almost due north, so north-northeast.
Okay, that's a problem.
That is a big problem.
Populated
big neighborhoods
area
in here.
Okay, so it still misses downtown Enid, which is here, but it's now lifting almost due north. It might be
northeast.
And sometimes it'll pick up speed and weaken, but it still can be a deadly or dangerous tornado. No doubt about it.
There's a lot of homes right now where it is. It's just a little bit more rural.
See
but
this
if it gets further north,
zoom in on that.
And that's what I kept trying to look at. I think that neighborhood is Brookside. I'm trying to find the name of that neighborhood.
All right, zoom in tighter here.
Okay.
So here's East Market Street. Here's Brooks Road, Dwell Road, Forest Ridge Drive, Hillcrest Drive. I can't give you any better storm tracking than that. Okay, this is your neighborhood. It's going to try to go on top of you. Okay, and look at all the homes in here. Hundreds of homes in here. Are there mobile homes in here too?
It's hard to see. I don't think so,
like
but there easily could be. And I know there might be mobile homes further south where the tornado is right now.
Yeah. So here's the tornado. It's crossing now 30th. It's going to go right into this neighborhood right here, okay? We don't know the name of the neighborhood.
I know, I can't find the name.
But it's going to be south of Highway 15, which is 412.
Right.
And it's now crossing South 30th, okay?
Back to velocity.
Yep. Tornadoes.
Weakened some.
Yeah, it's weakened. It's right here. It's on the south side of that neighborhood. Let's go to Kyle and bring Kyle back in. It's going to cross 412. Lowest level, again, downtown Enid, you're fine, but just to the eastern sides of Enid, southeast Enid, lowest level, center part of the house. It has occluded. It's made a left turn, which hopefully it means it will weaken. All right, Kyle, you can see visually better than we can. What do you see as you look back in there? Velocity data says that it's still on the ground, but it's not as strong as what it was earlier. Go ahead, Kyle.
David, I think you're exactly right. I think it is still on the ground, but I think it has weakened just a little bit. Actually, I can see the right side of it right now, David. Hold on one sec. David, it hasn't gotten weaker. It's still the same size. Still a very large tornado doing damage at this time. I can still see debris on the ground, David.
Kyle,
a very large tornado. Back to you.
Okay, Kyle, in your shot, it's not where that light is right there. It's back to the west, right? It's back to the left. There it is. There's a tornado now from Kyle Wilson. Okay, it's coming out of the rain now. Okay, I see it. Strong tornado, strong to violent tornado, still strong. Yep, zoom in. There you go. There's the tornado. All right, control room, keep that up. That's what it looks like on radar. All right, let's go back to, let's keep his shot up. Let's do the flip-flop on it. Okay, so here's downtown Enid.
And that neighborhood is Brookside. Got the confirmation. Lots of people messaging saying, yes, that is Brookside.
Okay, if you live in Brookside.
Or near there.
It's in your neighborhood, or it's on the south side of your neighborhood. It's right there. Brookside, that's the tornado right there. That's a tornado on radar, and that's the Brookside neighborhood. Right here, Brookside neighborhood, right? It's a big neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's a big neighborhood.
About a mile from side to side, it looks like.
Rain in it.
Half a mile to a mile.
Yeah, crossing, it's coming up on East Market Road.
That's a
crossing,
big
what's our east here?
storm.
Is that?
East-west is Roop, I believe.
Roop, yep. Okay, there's the tornado. Kyle's right there. Oh, goodness gracious.
This is still trying to lift to the north and northeast. It does look like at this point it may stay east of the airport unless it starts to turn back right, which is very possible.
Yeah, the airport's right here. But if I live between the airport, back to the west and southwest, back to, gosh,
so you just turn
all the way back to 30th Street, lowest level, center part of the house. If I live up to, again, 412, lowest level, center part of the house, and then even north of 412, okay? Lacey, let's take a look. Let's lapse this again. Let's see if it's still occluding and trying to lift north. Okay, it looks like it might have. Okay, go back to velocity data.
It's weakening. I think he's saying it's getting smaller, which it looks like it is.
Probably roping out.
It's roping out. Let's go back to Kyle, and let's bring Kyle back in. Kyle, give us some good news, man. We need it. Go ahead, Kyle. Give us an update.
Doesn't look good.
Go ahead.
It appears like it's starting to get just a little bit smaller. Our shot's going to be a little bit fuzzy because
Oklahoma.
we're shooting a little ways, and we've got quite a bit of rain in between us. But, well, it's starting to pick up just a little bit again, David. So I don't think that is good news, David. It's still going to be a very large, destructive tornado at this time. As we're talking, David, it seems like it's starting to get a little bit more wider. Back to you.
Okay. All right, Kyle. Hey, do me a favor. Get back east and then get back north and get it backlit if you can. Just get back east, get back north. Yeah, you know what you're doing. And then just get it backlit. Okay, so there it is. There's a tornado. And again, clearly on the ground. It's been a strong to violent tornado. It's been just horrible. And we know we have homes that have been destroyed on the south and southeastern sides of Enid, crossing Highway 81, just barely south. Vance, it looks like it might have taken out the DeLisi plant on the south side of Enid. And we know we have homes damaged. And we know we have homes damaged and destroyed. We have not had any reports of any fatalities. I'll tell you this, Kyle said he saw a car thrown up in the air, lofted. If anybody was in it, it's not good. So this thing was doing terrible things as it was crossing Highway 81, okay? There's the tornado. We still have it in Kyle's shot. He's making his way back east, and hopefully it is weakening. You can see the tornado there. That's it right there on the left part, right above the Enid, okay? That's the tornado. It is getting weaker, but still a potentially dangerous and deadly tornado. Okay, crossing Highway 30, okay?
I'm just going to take this back.
Yep, take it all. Where are we? 839, okay. So it's on the south side.
Yes.
Of that neighborhood still.
And look how more of a northerly jog it took, because this thing was on the south side of Vance whenever it first touched down and first began.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it touched down here, and it's done this. There's your pass so far. Strong to violent tornado. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miles on the ground. 9 miles as a strong to violent tornado. So there it is, and it's ugly in here. There's rain in here. You're not going to see it. I mean, you're going to see it kind of like what Kyle sees.
Kyle's still seeing a lot of debris being lifted by the tornado.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so there's your debris, right? A little bit messy, but that's still it. There's your tornado. Right here, crossing 42nd Street, north-south, 42nd Street. And again, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles southeast of downtown Enid. Okay, lifting north, northeast. Crossing south 42nd Street, and then after that it's going to be north-south 54th Street. There's the airport on the southeastern sides of Enid. Might go over the airport, might go just barely west of the airport. But if I'm there, I'm going to my safe spot, and I'm going now, okay?
And just north of the airport there, that is Tyson Foods. Everyone familiar with that, coming out of Enid.
Okay.
So that's right here.
Show me where Tyson Foods is.
Right
here?
Right here.
This is Tyson Foods?
Yes.
Okay, did you see the update?
Oh, yeah. No, I did not.
Okay, so it's going to the airport, going to maybe to Tyson Foods. Okay, it's wobble. It's I have a hurricane. It's low pressure. They wobble, right? And you're thinking, well, if you draw a line like Lacey did, the track, we did this, right? Well, when you really get down and you start splitting hairs on this deal between 1.5 miles and 2 miles, they wobble. And if you're in one of the wobbles, you might get hit. If you're, not in one of the wobbles, well, you're okay. But yeah, it's weebling and wobbling. That's what it does. All right, so there's the tornado now crossing South 42nd Street, going to the airport, which is right here. And it might go west of the airport, but if I live in and around the airport, lowest level, center part of the house.
Well, I'm sprinkling in the war news too.
Look at how the path that it's taken. I mean, it's gone kind of to the north, now almost due east.
Yes.
And we're just tracking it with you live. You just got to be very well alert. I've got a track, David, on 2 that's kind of broad, just taking you to the towns down the line. If this thing doesn't completely fall apart.
And again, there's no script to what we're doing, right? We don't know how this is going to end. We know what we've had so far. 8:56 is Breckenridge. Garber's at 9:15. Okay, so the tornado now south of 412, and about 5 miles southeast, 4 miles southeast of downtown Enid. Okay, and it's moving still east-northeast. Okay, so Breckenridge 8:56, Garber 9:15. What you got?
Yeah, so it was kind of moving due east. I mean, that's why the track is kind of broad
it's
at
wobbling,
this point.
Okay? It's wobbling in here. It's not a straight line. Never has been, never will be. Okay? Tornadoes do not, they do a short path for a short distance, but they wobble a lot more than people at home think, okay? And that's what we're doing here. It's because we're zoomed in so tight here, we're tracking it tight, mile by mile. All right, so let's go back to Kyle. And Kyle's looking back to his west now. And Kyle, looking back to your west, I know you're going to your night camera, going by lightning, going by power flashes. What do you think? What do you see now as you look back to your southwest? Go ahead, Kyle.
David, I haven't seen any power flashes for a little bit. We got in some really heavy rain, so I don't have any visual right now. But David, what it looked like earlier, if you're to the northeast of this or east of this, you need to take cover because that was a very, very dangerous tornado.
Hey, here's the deal, Kyle. It's still on the ground. We can see it. It's still on the ground. So, Kyle, get up to Market Street Road and go a little bit west, okay? Go up to Market Street Road. You're coming up to it right now, and go a little bit west, and it's going to be your southwest. It's right there. It's still on the ground. Still on the ground. Okay, nice job, Kyle. All right, so folks,
around the airport.
It's what's that?
He had to go around the airport. I think is the route he just took.
Yeah, I get it. He'll make his way back north and back west. Okay, so let's go back to Lynx 1. Tornado on the ground now. In the airport, west of the airport, if you live in and around the airport, up to 412. Lowest level, center part of the house. We have farmland in here, but at the same time, we have neighborhoods like this that have hundreds of homes in them that live all around Enid, right? Enid has a lot of big businesses up there, okay? And so there's a lot of people that live in Enid, live outside of Enid, and this is just a horrible situation. This has been a strong to violent tornado, and it's been at least an EF3, if not an EF4. We've seen video. Our trackers have seen live video driving by their homes, again, trying to get through and chase of homes that were partially destroyed or just severely damaged, or, it's not good. Okay, so here's the hook. Wow, look at the side.
It is.
I know, it's so weird. It's gone completely on the northwest side. Wow. Okay, look at the hook. Look what it's done. Look at that again. Haven't seen that in a while.
It looks like it.
So back it up. Look at the hook, and look, the hook completely pivots through and comes up on the northwest side. You don't see that every day. Okay?
Yeah, very erratic motion with a very strong tornado.
Anything in southwest Oklahoma? What does that stuff do down there?
Down to the southwest, it's still not severe.
Okay, does it look like anything?
It's weakened.
Okay.
Brandon's on it. Brandon is right there if you want to talk to him or get an update from him.
I see it. I see it in his shot. It's junk right now.
David, real quick, you should take, if you want to show it, links 4. And we got a time lapse.
Take links 4, control room.
Links 4. This is a time lapse of that thunderstorm producing the tornado. See it in the bottom.
Look at the spin.
This is when it touched down near Enid.
Okay. Clearly rotating, right? It's just a cylinder in the sky, and the winds get higher as you go higher up. An incredible time lapse of the tornado, right? That's from somebody's home, by the way, right? Or is that from a car? I don't know. Anyway, incredible. Look, updraft, left side, right side. Tornado. Okay, let's go back to links 1. And what an incredible storm. Just violent tornado. All right, back to links 1, control room. And oh, thank you. That was us. Okay, so here we go. There's
Kyle has power flashes.
Okay, there's the tornado. Where's Val right now?
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle does. Sorry,
Yes.
my bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Kyle now. Kyle's coming on Market Street. Kyle, tornado's going to be just to your southwest, maybe a mile. What do you see when you look?
So I got the scanner up for Oklahoma EMS.
Just east and southeast of Enid. Go ahead, Kyle.
David, we got a visual of it for just about half a second. We did have some more power flashes just right off to our southwest. So it is still on the ground, David. I could not tell how big it was. But, David, it is still on the ground. Back to you, David.
Well, here's the deal. It was so strong. When you have such a violent tornado, they don't just really like disappear sometimes. They just spin down. So that's what it's going to do. It's just going to gradually spin down. Hopefully, it will continue to get weaker and weaker and weaker. But until it does, it's still, again, a potentially deadly tornado. No doubt about it. Okay, let's go back to links 1. Kyle shot up. He's got power flashes. There's the tornado. Okay, this is East Market Street. And the airport.
Put on shear rate, and you can see the airport and the location's a lot better, David.
Okay, there's the airport. It's now southwest of the airport. Okay,
it's very slowly moving. I mean, it's crawling.
Okay, slow down. Yeah, it's trying to survive.
That's a 15-minute lapse, and it's moved, you know.
Okay, do I see it in Kyle's shot?
5 miles, 6 miles, and it's just wobbling there just to the west of the airport.
Is Kyle gone to his night scope yet? Ask him if he needs to, what it looks like in his night scope. Look back to the southwest.
And where it is, there's definitely homes, obviously, in this area west of the airport, and he's seeing those power flashes still continuing off and on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so what are we doing?
Wow. The couplet has gotten much weaker.
Yeah, still there. Southwest of Kyle. Still a much weaker tornado. Let's go to Kyle's shot. And again, it's going to try to die right over the airport. Kyle, we see it in your shot. It's weakening. It continues to weaken. It's going to spin down. Hopefully it'll spin down.
I mean, most of these fires are all bullshit.
No guarantees.
We just sent
yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
David, you can see it
8
right there in our
KC-46 Pegasus over there. What else do we send? 19 U.S. Air Force C-17 Globemasters.
Like it's on the ground right now to us, but that doesn't mean it's not on the ground. But that's going to be just off to our southwest. We're looking right over the airport right there. So
okay, that's what I was asking her.
Stick here with it. Back to you, David.
Okay, so you're looking over the airport, back to the southwest, right? You're on the north side of the airport?
Give me that like button, thank you.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yes, all those aircraft are for Iran, yes.
It looks like it might have lifted.
And it's been on the ground for 40 solid minutes, David.
Oh, again, remember, boat caught fire yesterday.
Quick track here.
Something like that. Okay, so it might have lifted, but
getting equipped with hypersonic missiles.
Okay. Yeah. So we're not going to give it the all clear yet. It has weakened those some, and we got to make sure we don't get what we call a cycling where it comes back and tries to do it again. But it has been a horrible tornado.
Meaning, as I said, yeah, America already had hypersonic missiles.
Incredible. Yeah, it's definitely weakening. When these things are a cylinder in the sky, they go from the ground all the way up. And when they start to spin, I'll tell you this, when this storm is gone here in a couple of hours, whatever, when the storm is gone, there will still be a piece of air that is still spinning. And it'll go on for a while tonight, just to tell you how much force there is in Mother Nature, how much in the way of dynamics and physics are underway, right? to get something to, the pressure's lower so much that it descends and it reaches the ground of winds of over 150 miles per hour and becomes a strong and violent piece of wind. Just incredible. It is getting weaker. You can clearly see the bright reds and the bright blues are going away. It's coming down. It's spinning slower and slower and slower. It can tighten up sometimes and stretch out the column when we get another tornado, but right now it is coming down. We got to watch down in here, though. We got to watch down in here. I'm not convinced that
that the meso doesn't reorganize,
Yeah.
which is very possible because that storm, David, that is the tail end. I mean, that is it.
And it's getting bigger.
In size, absolutely.
Yeah. As far as size, yeah, the storm itself. So hopefully it'll just stay a wind and a hail thing, but we cannot rule out what's going on farther south. Okay, so up north, tornado warnings continue. We'll get back up in here. Vaughn's been in here. This thing did not produce a tornado in Newkirk. It's very broad rotation. It's nothing like what we just experienced in Garfield County. But this is going to be going into Osage County. It's on the north side of Call Lake.
Which what we talked about, the way it was moving.
Yeah,
southeasterly.
east southeast. So circulation now. You're out of VNX, right?
This is Vance. Yep.
Oh, we have two areas of spin.
Well, look at it here.
For the people that are injured and don't require hospital.
It's messy. It's out in the rain.
Yeah,
but it does look like two areas of circulation.
But they're not very strong.
That
doesn't mean they're not strong enough to produce a low-end, weaker tornado, okay? So this is over the north side of Call Lake. I know you were there last Friday. I get it. But from there, it's going to head off into Osage County, okay? We got to watch this right now. Tornado warning continues for you folks, let's say from Call City to the north, lowest level center part of the house. Right now, it does not look like this tornado is on the ground, but strong enough that we have the tornado warning on it, okay? All right, let's come back west. What about the southwest storm? How's it looking?
Here, go around Links 1. I'll take you down there and show you.
Okay.
Brandon is right there. I'll switch radars
Okay.
and show you kind of what it had done.
Yeah. Supercell, tiny. He's coming up 81, right?
Yeah, it has 2 strikes of lightning with it at the moment.
Okay, so it's a supercell, but it's tiny, and that's okay, as long as it stays tiny. All right, let's go back up, and let's jump back into Garfield County. And the tornado warning does continue. The circulation is nothing like what it was. It has weakened. And goodness, we have quite a bit of damage up in Garfield County. So again, they're going to need help up in here, folks. We have multiple homes. We don't know how many. Farms, homes just, near Highway 81, west of 81.
It was enough debris when that storm was coming through that it made it look like a huge hail core on the hook, that's one of the worst sights you can see on radar.
Yeah, we had debris at 18, almost 20,000 feet up. That's going to be an EF3.
That was earlier.
Yeah, that was earlier, not right now. There's your debris ball.
8:21 p.m.
That's rain, hail, and debris. Okay. Just to the south and east of Vance Airport. It produced a tornado right here is where we started to panic a little bit.
Yeah, just southwest of Vance.
And so that's the tornone, crosses 81 at 8:14, 8:20. There's the debris. And then here's where we are now. Okay. All right, so it's right over the airport. Let's go back to Kyle. We have his shot up. Let's go back to Kyle. And Kyle, circulation has weakened. Great news, but the cleanup and the search and rescue will continue through the night for areas south and east of Enid, where we had multiple homes hit. So again, if you have friends and family that live on the southern and southeastern sides of Enid, give them a call, check in on them, see if they're okay, see if they need help. Because this tornado was a strong to violent tornado. And also, when we get that video racked up from Kyle, holler, let me know.
David, there's circulation with this. We keep talking about, the meso is weakened, but it's trying to localize in a couple areas to the south. It's not strong, but this is what we're going to have to watch for the next, hour or two with this storm, unless it just completely dies.
Yeah. Oh. What's that?
You want Kyle ready to push him south?
Well, who's to his north and east? Who can catch it?
Tom's coming south off of 35.
Okay, he's still a ways away.
But the new meso seems to be trying to develop east of Wacomas there.
Yes, I was thinking about something else. Or have him go. Well, go ahead and lapse this. Let's see what it's doing. Okay.
We do have some of the video.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what, yeah. Instead of have him drive through all the wind and rain, have him bust south on a good road, and then he'll get there faster. Yes, we need to get on this. Tom's going south on 35. Okay, let me show you some of the video from earlier. It looks like our tornado for now, it has lifted, but we are not out of the woods yet, right? This is what it looked like. No. This is fine.
No way.
This is earlier. Guys, I want the video from
Enid.
From Enid.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Bremen.
that was from earlier. That was the other horrible tornado from Grant into Kay County.
Really?
All right, let me show you that video. Okay, this is what it looked like crossing Highway 81. That is a stovepipe tornado. That is a large and violent tornado, potentially deadly tornado. That's going to be at least in the EF3. Look how the debris is being picked up. These are homes in here. These are businesses on the south sides of Enid, south of Vance Air Force Base, and notice how the debris.
Yes, that's bad, Ragul.
But the debris shroud, everything is going up. It's a vacuum cleaner, and it's not coming out and falling down. The winds are too strong around it. It's being pulled up into the tornado itself. See the debris shroud? How it's not dropping.
Right there was a car, David. He watched that car before.
Where was that?
It was just at the bottom of the screen, yeah, on the left-hand side.
Okay, there goes a house or a business. There goes a house. Okay, I also want to point out, see the motion on the backside?
Yeah, right there.
Look how violent that is. It's straight up and down. Violent tornado. Violent tornado. EF3, maybe stronger. Violent. And none of the debris is falling back down. I mean, the bigger chunks are falling back down to the ground, but it tells you how strong that tornado was right in front of Kyle. Goodness gracious. Wow. Okay. All right, one more time here. I want to see this. This is crossing Highway 81, just south of Vance Air Force Base. And this is a multiple vortex tornado. See the little vortices come out? Slow you down. And he saw the car flip in here. I didn't see it at the time. We had this live. I'm kind of curious about that. And anyway, this thing was just, it was crazy. He saw the car flip up and be flipped out of it. You're flipping cars like that, yeah, you've got problems, okay? All right, let's go to the one more piece of video. We'll take a look at that. And this is when it was right there. Kyle was looking right at it, and there's the house that was hit. Obviously, this whole area the tornado just went through. This was earlier.
Okay.
Okay, and look at the trees shredded. Trees are down. What time was that? 8:40, 8:25, and you can see the tornado had just hit here. 2 minutes later, not even 2 minutes later, it's just to the northeast. He pans left. There's a tornado leaving. What it just did, the tornado is red at the base. Why? Because the dirt is red. The tornado, the condensate's white with a little bit of sun on it. Okay? All right. Goodness gracious. Okay. Back to Lynx 1. And what a day. We're checking on injuries. We're checking on fatalities. It's going to come in. It's going to come in slow.
We can get a map.
You guys have anything, Amanda, Carl?
We'll just give everybody a quick update. We are checking on that. Have not heard about injuries yet. Have not heard about any fatalities. We've been calling and talking to people around there. Talked to a volunteer firefighter. A concern right now: down power lines in Enid. He says there are down power lines on Southgate between 10th and 16th. So that is going to make it slow going to try to get to some of these areas where we know there's probably been damage.
We checked with the airport as well, David, and they were saying that they were in their storm shelter. There's only 3 of them at the airport right now, but they're watching the coverage. They got in their storm shelter. When they got out, they say right now it appears there's no damage there at the airport.
She said flashlight. Flashlight. Ragul, don't get confused with which one to grab. Flashlight.
On the phone saying she's in a safe spot. So, they were heeding the warning for sure. And it looks like they dodged, or at least in that Brookside neighborhood.
Yeah, it was close.
Definitely listening.
Well, I mean, it was on the south side. I mean, it was going to that neighborhood. And like I said, it wobbles. I mean, you draw a line of a tornado on a map, it looks like, okay. But when you zoom in and you're going literally block to block, they wobble. It's like an eye of a hurricane, so they wobble so much. So, again, Brookside neighborhood, somebody's praying hard tonight if it went just south of you, because it was a strong tornado at that point. And it was still in that strong to violent mode as it was coming into that neighborhood. And it went just south of you, though. It was still on the ground. It just barely missed you. So, again, you need to be in church on Sunday. Okay, all right, let's take, again, this thing is still not over with, folks. The storm is getting larger itself. The hook is still here. And this is going to be now north and east of Bison. What's Kyle doing, Justin? Is he headed south? Okay. And is Tom headed south?
Yeah, Tom's getting gas.
Okay.
And Kyle is actually going to go east on 412 because there was a lot of traffic and everything like that going back west.
Okay, well, hang on, zoom in. He didn't have to go back to, he doesn't go back to I-35.
No.
Yeah, he can go east.
There's 74 that goes south through Covington.
Okay.
But as you can see, it's kind of gusty now, and we're trying to get ahead of it a little bit.
Okay, so the tornado warning
is going away.
Is gone.
Yes.
And this is going to be southeast of Wacomas. So this is where, and also we need to get some of the trackers back and get them back in there. Okay, we got a little bit of time. And I want Kyle to keep chasing, but we need to be thinking about getting somebody back over here to look at some of this damage. I know we have news crews going, and that's great. But I want to get a tracker back in here, Justin. Okay.
I have the.
Go ahead, Lacey.
I have the path on 2 from the Enid tornado. If you want to take a look at that, so where we think this first touched down, where we were seeing it from Mason Dunn and Bob Mills Sky News 9, it was just to the southwest of Vance Air Force Base, and that's what you're seeing with the yellow line there, somewhere near Garland Road, and the east-west road is 470. Then it went either just across the runways there at Vance, or very close to the hangars, crossing to the south. Then it came across Highway 81, and that's when we really saw the debris. And I don't know if that was debris from Vance or from all those homes there in and around the Vance Air Force Base. That's where Kyle came across that home that looked like it had very significant damage. And we're trying to get a hold of the folks that were in that home, trying to check to make sure that everyone is okay. We hope they were in the center portion of that home and safe or in a shelter. Then the tornado continued on the ground for several miles and started to make that loop up to the north, still lofting debris at that point, 15 to 18,000 feet straight up in the air, came up to the Brookside neighborhood there on the south side of 412, turned to the right, and then it kind of just hung out. It kind of stalled and pumped the brakes before it eventually lifted right near, just over, very close to the Enid Airport. So it was very close to the Enid Airport when Kyle had that final video there of it weakening and lifting. So that's where the most significant damage is. If you have friends or family that live in this area, please check on them. I know there's a lot of search recovery, that sort of thing, that'll be going on right now in and around the Enid area, making sure that everyone is safe. And our news crews are headed there. The news desk is checking to try to get an update on folks there. But I want to show you what's going on right now. We still have severe storms.
They destroyed the other part of the house?
Storm is still spinning. It's not nearly as tight or localized. There's no threat right now immediately of a tornado, but this is Lynx 1, and I'm going to take this back to reflectivity and just show you the supercell that produced that very significant tornado in Garfield County. Now, as it moves to the east, the hail core with it is still holding its own. It's still got a lot of wind with it. In Covington, Douglas, Bison, Marshall, you can get winds 70 miles per hour easily out of this. And while it moves to the east, it looks like a big portion of it is getting pushed to the south. So you can see that happening. I was just checking, the actual cold front has not caught up with it. That's just the motion of the storm. But within that, hail sizes up to golf ball size hail coming into Covington, Douglas, and then back up to the north, quarter to golf ball size
Oklahoma.
hail over Tonkawa. There's radar is actually depicting up to tennis ball size hail with that storm, the hail core coming up there, and that's one to watch, David. It's a little bit isolated, has a little bit of rotation with it as well, not tight.
Yep.
That storm's headed off towards the east, towards White Eagle and eventually McCord. So similar to the storm from Friday as far as the path goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's not good. I mean, you know, tornado and patterns, some years set up and kind of do the same thing over and over with. We had it happen 2 years ago, back in 2024.
Enid, I think they said.
From Cole over to Shawnee. And that area the last couple of years has kind of been a hot spot, right? So we all know that. And things sometimes set up. This thing is going to try to do something else here. I'm not sure that it's over with quite yet. I'm a little worried about it.
No, it's still got a lot of wind with it, David. The storm itself is still large. Right, we were just showing the circulation, the outflow, but it's trying to localize.
Yeah.
And it just keeps kind of getting tight and then weakening.
Okay, so
cycling.
We're looking at velocity data. It does have the couplet with it, but it is behind. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know that it's quite over with yet. Nothing like what it was. Here's the
You're welcome.
Big hail, wind from Covington up to south of Garber, back up to 412. Here's Fairmont and Douglas. And once again, the hook, it's a little bit ragged. It's not like what it was. We all know that. but goodness gracious, I mean, it's more than enough to watch right now. We have low-level dynamics kicking in. It's called the low-level jet above our heads, and it's just a conveyor belt of energy and moisture that's happening right now that will fuel.
And just going back and looking at the Ville cores and then looking at some of the higher tilts, that meso is out towards east of Wacomas, the main core of the storm. So you have all that range ahead of it.
Way ahead of it.
But the main updraft base is just now, just east of 81, looking at the Ville core and looking at some of the higher tilts. There is pretty big hail or heavy rain tilted pretty high up.
Yeah, and I tell you what, let's go back to shear rate. Let's just see what it, and again, okay, it still has it a little bit farther southeast of Wacomas. Yeah, so there's an area of spin, no doubt about it. It's not tornado warned, it's just severe right now, but we need to make sure that it's not going to get a little squirrely on us and get a little nutty. And
well, the storm has a history of doing exactly that.
We've had all that today for sure. So we don't know how many tornadoes we've had. We've had one long track violent tornado, EF3. I'm calling it right now. And it was strong. It was violent, and it shredded trees, and it took out some homes and some businesses. Kyle saw a car flip in his video. I mean, live. He saw a car down the highway, crossing Highway 81. So if somebody was in it, we've got problems, okay? And news crews are working all this. We're trying to figure out exactly how big and how bad this whole thing was. Okay, so this is now coming into Covington. Hail and wind. How big is the hail in here, Lace? What are we
golf
showing?
Ball.
Okay. That's about
Okay, it's increasing actually now the last scan.
Back here. Yeah, this is going to be the new. We'll
golf ball and increasing.
Where's the cold front in relation to the dry line?
I just looked that up, and the cold front is still. We've got a north wind way back in Sealing, David.
Okay, but what, like?
So Lahoma.
Yeah, what's Lahoma?
Lahoma has a west.
He's getting frustrated at this lady.
It's still in.
Cold front has not. It's nowhere near yet.
What's the dew point in Lahoma?
The dew point in Lahoma is 66. Yeah.
So we're still got plenty of moisture. The winds are. It's not cold front stuff. This is still a large and potentially deadly supercell. If it ramps back up and we get another tornado warning.
That storm there in southwest Oklahoma, it has quarters with it with Brandon right now.
It's
weakening, but
by the way, there's
it's
two.
producing quarters still.
There's a second one that just took off south near Elgin. It looks like, right?
You're right.
Am I just?
Yeah, no, it's there. It's very small, little cell, little shower.
All right. Well, then this is fine. Small, wimpy, weak, quarter-size hail. It's all we get out of it, we're doing all right. And that's going to head towards Purcell and Payne and Maysville. Okay. But Brandon's right here. We have Jeremy down here. We have Hank up here. So we're watching all this. Nothing headed towards Oklahoma City. We're doing all right. Okay. Let's come back north.
Okay.
And
second here.
Get back into real quick. Hey, Lacey, take it just for a second.
Yep.
Andrew.
All right, right now we're going to go back up far northern Oklahoma, where the storm that produced the big tornado from earlier that was heading up across I-35 originally went up towards Bremen and then weakened. That's still a massive supercell that we've been tracking. Vaughn is still on it. Bob is still on. Actually, Bob dropped further south, didn't he? Yeah, Bob dropped south, but Vaughn is still very much on the storm. It's in Osage County, now over Scheidler. That's going to head over if you've got friends or family in Pawhuska, Bartlesville, back up to Copan. Just make sure they're watching this storm. It had a history of course, producing a tornado that was on the ground for 5 to 10 miles. That was a very large tornado, multiple
so
tornadoes.
So if one of those lines sparks off, it's going to be really bad for you guys.
But it's still tornado warned. It's weaker. That could ramp back up. At times it strengthens and it cycles. Then if we go further down the line, down towards Ponca City, you had the tornado less than a week ago, and that's a severe storm that's coming in now over Tonkawa. Winds with that 60 miles per hour, and there's that weak area of shear that we're still watching, a weak area of circulation. Tonkawa, and it's basically just crossed I-35, south sides of town coming over 177, and that's moving due east. It's kind of paralleling 177. Val is watching it. Val's right there. No tornado imminent with it, nothing like that, but it definitely has spin and circulation with it. Big hail and wind. If it starts to ramp up, we will let you know. And it's moving into an environment. Everything off to the east is primed for these storms to continue to rotate, which is why we're here and we're watching them. Tom is dropping south on 35, along with Bob on 177 to watch the storm that produced the tornado in Enid. And that storm is still very big and severe. I'm actually going to show you the Ville core with it and just show you the strength of this storm because it's maxed out. I mean, if you look at all the storms that we have, we basically have 3 isolated storms, the one in Osage County, the one in Southern K County, and then this storm in Garfield County that's going to cross over into Noble eventually. But it is a very, very strong storm, not showing signs that the storm itself is coming down. Wish it would. It needs to. It's done enough, but it's not doing that. So Kyle's right there with it. The hail core is increasing some from Covington back to Douglas. It's now, the hail core is now southeast of Wacomas, and we're watching the same area of circulation. I'm going to lapse this, because if you watch what's going on with it, it kind of moves from one location to another along a hook that's trying to develop within this storm. Because the original circulation, the one that produced the tornado, moved to the north side of the supercell and fell apart. This is now the hook and the south side, and it's taking kind of a southeasterly shove. The circulation is between Wacomas and Douglas, and it is getting a little bit tighter. Right now, no tornado warning with it, but shear rate is increasing. The velocity with it, the winds spinning around it, getting a little bit tighter, a little bit more shear, but the hook is still a little disorganized. It is, and I'm going to put a storm track on here, and I'll show you what we're seeing with the direction of it, just this whole storm, because it's got so much wind and hail with it, and it's moving kind of to the east-southeast at about 25 miles
Yeah, it's got trailers within it.
That's going to bring it into Bison at 9:14, so in the next 4 minutes. Perry 9:30, and that's more on the north side. I kind of put the track on the wind and the hail, because right now there's no tornado warning with it. The hook on the south side is where we're watching for any circulation. There you go. Thanks, control room, for making that full. You can see it there at home. Morrison at 10:08, Lakeside Golf Course at 10:12, Lake Carl Blackwell at 10:17, then makes its way over towards Stillwater if it stays on this current track, and this will be again hail up to the size of golf balls. Radar has indication of tennis balls at times. We're not seeing a lot of that. This also has winds to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour, moving to the southeast. The OSU campus, if you're there on the campus,
I think it's that the land is cheap because tornadoes been going through there, and so people end up building on top of that area.
Pawnee, all the way over into Pawnee County by about 10:40 as it makes its way off to the east. Now, what we've got to watch for, just because of the direction that it's going, we'll have to see if this thing can build further to the south.
Good night, Carlos.
There's a chance that this comes into the north sides of the metro, or the more storms kind of unzip down the line, and this comes into central Oklahoma. That's possible. That's very possible when you get a scenario like this. But this is really the only big storm in town, and wow, the hail core just came up even more with it. Kyle's getting very close to the hail core. Looking at Kyle's shot, man, he's in the very, very heavy rain with this.
And another concern out of this storm, Lacey, is because it kind of trains over the same area, is flooding rains. As Kyle, the east side of Enid, all the way now down 74, moving into the Covington area, the bar ditches are full. There's several inches of just standing water because the rain is so heavy, as these areas down from Enid to Wacomas to Covington, easily a couple inches of rain per hour if this rain continues. So not only the wind and the hail and not right now a tornado threat imminent, but the flooding rains is definitely a concern there, Lacey.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kyle might be running into that too. So just watch what you're doing. If you don't have to get out, obviously don't. This is a very dangerous storm as it makes its way to the east-southeast. So big hail with it, David. Tennis balls are on radar. Haven't had reports of anything that big. Well, but this is the storm that produced that tornado, and it's still spinning.
And we're going to get one hail report from Kyle coming up in 3, 2, and 1, because he's driving right into it. So he's going to punch south, and yes, and we're getting reports. Probably some pretty bad things.
No, 2 is Kansas.
And businesses. Either
I don't think it's the same tornado.
Extremely hard that are leveled, partially gone, or gone. Okay, so we don't know the injury numbers yet. We don't know the possible death toll yet, but we're getting early preliminary things that, again, might have been horrible on the south and southeastern sides of Enid, okay? So we're getting all this into the newsroom right now. We're going to filter through some of it, and then we're going to report exactly what we know when we know it, okay? So just hang on. Okay, so Enid's in the clear. This is off to your south and east. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom on in. Kyle's coming in from the north.
And while you're zooming in, David,
Yep.
just something that I was watching. Data does not bring this obviously into the metro, but the direction that it's moving to the east, if this starts to build further to the south,
Yeah.
it's just something that we're watching for the north side of the metro. This would be a storm threat. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the new high-res stuff, the Nest, all that does not bring it in here now?
Just the same as it's been. Kind of clips the northern side.
Okay.
Let me check one more here.
Okay, so
The Nest is just coming.
this obviously is going off into, Stillwater, Glencoe, Tulsa, all that, and that was a done deal. The question is, how far
South
does this
does it go?
build? And some of the data had this building into Oklahoma City with really mainly a wind and hail threat. But again, we'll see. All right, these things have a mind of their own. They're eating and breathing just like the rest of us, and they will do whatever they can to stay alive and survive as long as they can until finally it ends. Okay, but still have a big supercell up here that is spinning, and this is the one that produced a long track tornado. Okay, so severe thunderstorm warning continues. We are watching an area of spin now. Kyle's right there. Let's go to Kyle. He's coming through
Tornado
Covington.
warning coming for Covington, that same area we've been showing, David.
Okay, new tornado warning coming for Covington.
Right.
Say that 10 times
Got it.
fast. Okay, let's go to Kyle here. And Kyle, tornado warning coming for your storm now as you make your way south. You're going to come south and be right there looking right at it. It'll be out your right window as you're headed south, okay? Go ahead and give us an update on the wind and if you had any hail here in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, David, we're southbound on Highway 74 right now, getting ready to come into Covington. Very, very heavy rainfall. Be careful on the highways and roads. There's been some moderate flooding on some of these highways, so slow down. We've had probably quarter-size hail, nothing really too big. Winds right here are very light, so we're going to keep dropping south with it, David, to see if we can get a good eye on it. We're in some very heavy rainfall right now. Back to you, David.
Okay, well, here's the deal, Kyle. You're going to go through Covington. Matter of fact, he's in Covington right now, and he's going to go through Covington. He's going to keep going south, and then back to his right is going to be the new tornado warning. Okay, it's the same storm, but it's a little bit hybrid. It's a little bit different than what it was. It's still rotating, and this is going to be our problem right here, okay? And once again, let's lapse this.
Okay.
And, okay. So circulation.
I'll take it back 30 minutes.
It's still pretty broad.
It is.
You're looking at Advance, right?
This is Vance. I'm going to switch to TLX just to show
Okay.
you
All right.
a different view here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely here. It's right here. It's in between. It's just west, right? Just west of Covington.
It is. So I'm hitting it 5,000 feet. Let me
Okay.
just measure really quick.
Okay, see this right
Yeah,
here?
Vance is still lower.
Okay, there it is. So it's right here. That's it. Okay, but also,
It's almost to the two.
I don't know how bad Vance got hit.
At this point.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is
Tornado warning, I think, is shaped the way it is.
Yeah, so the tornado warning includes both areas of spin, right? Running from right here, that's an area of circulation just to his west. And man, it's moving almost due east.
Yeah, it was diving to the southeast.
Yeah.
You're fine. What is it, Kylie?
Now it's moving off to the east.
Yeah, like east, southeast at about 15.
Yeah, not very fast. And then another area of spin down here. So two areas that we're watching here. Low-level jet is kicking in, and those are winds at about 5,000 to 8,000 feet up that are above your head right now that are just funneling this thing. By the way, what are the south winds right now? What are some of the speeds?
I've seen winds over 40 to 45
right now
in the last 30 minutes.
In central Oklahoma?
In central Oklahoma, 39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, look at that lightning show going on behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
I've been looking at power outages, as you can imagine.
Yeah, what do you have?
That number is coming up.
Garfield?
Yeah, Garfield County,
Grant, okay.
about 1,000, 1,200.
Okay.
K County is showing 194 customers, but there's also 150 in Grant County. So
Okay.
Grant, Garfield, K, of course, where we've had the tornadoes.
Yeah.
That's where we've got about 2,000 customers without power.
Right, and at least, I don't have any, at least a half dozen tornadoes today. At least a half dozen. And one of those was an EF3, maybe stronger. Violent tornado, strong tornado.
Kyle has a look at the ragged lowering
Yeah,
west-southwest of Covington.
It's just right here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Kyle. And Kyle, it's just to your west. It's almost like west-northwest of you. It's just right there. It's on radar. It's not super strong, but the tornado warning does continue. So Kyle, go ahead, give us an update.
President Donald Trump orders Navy to shoot and kill any boat that's putting mines in the sea.
Southwest side of Covington right now. We're trying to look through there. I thought we saw a little bit of a point just a little bit ago, maybe a little funnel coming to the ground. It looks like it's gone back up at this time. We're starting to get a little bit bigger hail, maybe golf ball size here in Covington. We're going to sit here and keep an eye on it. Back to you, David.
Once again, Kyle is right there under the tornado warning. He's got his night camera on, night vision, and he's looking back to the west, and we don't see the tornado on the ground. Velocity data says that if it's on the ground, it would be a low wind or a weak tornado. We don't see any debris lofted. We can see that with radar. We don't see that. That's a good sign. But you can see the lowering here, right? So if you live in Covington, lowest level, center part of the house, because it's just west of Covington. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's go to Links 1. And to Covington at 927, Lucien 949, Lake Perry 1008.
It was hit along with the side of the base. It looked like it clipped the runway. 35L. Uh-oh.
And we have two areas of spin. Okay, the main one, though, is up here. It's right here, just wet. It's in this, and it's a lot of rain in here. It's not clear. It's ugly. It's messy. And you can see shear rate wrapping back into this little area of spin right there. Okay, so Covington, line of fire. If you live in Covington, over to Lucien, back to Douglas, or at least back to Highway 74, lowest level, center part of the house, tornado warning continues. If it's on the ground, it's going to be a weaker tornado at this point. Kyle is right there. We have Tom coming in from the east, and Tom's right here. And let's go back to reflectivity, but it's right here. It's just west of town. And
while you're looking at that, I just want to take you a little further north, just for folks in Ponca City, because I know it's getting windy, and that storm is very much severe. The rotation's still very broad, but there's the hook that's getting slightly more organized right on the south side of Ponca City along Highway 60.
A little bit of a lowering area, but when you're back a little ways, it's extremely hard to see what's going on.
Station along and south of Highway 60, nickel, dime, quarter, some golf balls in here too. It's a big updraft.
Tornado was going on number 1.
Golf balls in this strip here, and then there's your inflow notch. There's your hook. Circulation's right here, and it's going to go right over McCord. Going to go right down Highway 60. Not saying you're going to get a tornado out of it, but it's severe. Winds 50 to 60. Might ramp up enough to get a tornado warning. Okay, so if I live south of Ponca City South, and then Ponca City East, parallel Highway 60. I'm thinking about, okay, hang on a second. All right, let's keep an eye on this, right, as you should be. Because we know we have an atmosphere that is conducive to producing tornadoes. We've done it many times here this afternoon and this evening. And it's been a mess, and it's been a violent day in Oklahoma, no doubt about it.
I don't know if the scanner's really adding anything, to be honest.
Okay, so that is what's happening in Ponca City, okay, K County. This is our supercell that produced the strong to violent tornado in K County, in Garfield County, south of Enid. We know we have a lot of damage up there. South of Enid. You guys have video, and guys, I don't know where the video is from. I just saw it glancing, just passing by for a second. Tell me what it is, what you guys have, because it is absolutely incredible.
It is. We are getting our very first look at some of the damage, heartbreaking images coming in from the Enid area. We want to show this to you, and then David, we'll get your thoughts on the flip side. But this is from viewer Landon Dixon.
And we think this is the Gray Ridge.
Correct.
Gray Ridge neighborhood.
You guys like my new overlay?
Neighborhood is directly east of Vance Air Force Base, just east of Highway 81. So Vance on the west side, and this neighborhood is on the east side there, and you can see the damage there. These are big homes that have just been flattened by this tornado.
What's your thoughts when you first look at this, David?
Yeah, well, a couple of things. Look at the trees, and this is going to be a new neighborhood, and these are some fairly older, established trees that are again, if you look at the, well, if we can you guys put me back on the screen here? And if you look at the trees, you can see how they've been snapped off like large trees. That's going to be a key factor in determining the width and the strength and the winds in this tornado. Now, this house was on the edge of the tornado. So that house right there, let me step off and then let me back on here. Okay, so this is going to be a suction spot, and that's going to be a suction spot. So this is going to be on the outer side of the tornado when it came through. But right there, right across the street and to the left, that's gone. That's going to be EF2 going on 3 damage. That's going to be EF3 damage. And so's that. That's gone. That's gone. All EF3 damage right there. For sure EF2, I think EF3. And again, that's just one tiny spot of a tornado that was on the ground for 15 miles. It might have been an EF4. I don't know yet, but I know for sure by looking at velocity data, looking at the tornado. I've done this a long time.
He was an insurance adjuster, I think.
How the debris was not going up and out. The debris was being sucked up into the tornado, which means it's got a lot of velocity, upward velocity, and it's pulling everything into it. So I'm going to say early. My numbers, again, I think an EF3 right now, for sure an EF2. Yeah, and that's horrible. But the roof was gone, and this right here, some of these trees in here too are just absolutely shredded and broke off. So I'm going to go say, an EF3, EF3 at this point.
And just a word of safety warning that we need to get out because Enid police are wanting this message to get
15
out.
minutes,
saying avoid any southbound
give or take, maybe 20 minutes.
US 81 from Southgate Road, and then I talked to the volunteer.
Max, maybe an hour. Pretty recent.
From 30th blocked, 16th Street from Fox Drive to Southgate blocked. So a lot of power lines down. Really dangerous. If you don't have to get out right now, don't do it.
Yeah, we've always said that at the time of a storm right now, everyone wants to kind of get out and survey the damage themselves. No. Don't do that. No. Tonight. Don't do it. Let the firefighters do that. Let the first responders do that. Yeah. Stay home. Be happy you're safe. And we'll hopefully provide updates here through the evening. We have crews there, and we're getting this video in and kind of going through where this video is from.
Right, and a lot of prayers are going up right now. In fact, we are just hearing now from Senator Langford. He wanted to get this message across to you at home and you in the Enid, anybody in the storm's path. Tonight, we are praying for all those affected by the storms. I'm grateful that tomorrow will again show the Oklahoma standard as we have our neighbors who have received damage to their homes and property. Stay safe and weather aware, Oklahoma. So we're getting new information every moment here from the news desk. For right now, that we'll toss it back to you.
Ain't no love in Alabama.
Let me know. So also concerns down near the DeLisi plant, which is just south of Vance Air Force Base. The tornado looked like it went right through that plant.
If you want to take links too, David.
Links to, and you have the path?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just, so I'll zoom in here.
Yeah, I just want to point out a couple of things here. That a lot of these roads are 2-lane roads, and even Highway 81, it's 4-lane, but there's only so many ways to get in. So if you're just going to leave your home and you're fine in Enid and get down in this, don't do that. Stay home. There's still people they're going to be looking for. There's ambulances in here. There's emergency crews in here. This is a no travel zone for anybody, okay? Do not just think, I'm going to go look at damage tonight. Don't be that guy or gal, okay? Be smart. And remember, if this is your family or your relative and you were concerned trying to find out where they are, what happened to them, and police and fire and all that can't get in because you're driving around block, and just stay out of it, okay? Let the experts do what they're going to do. Here's the path. Here's Vance, right? We think it crossed the southwestern sides of the runway, pretty close to on the south side of Vance Air Force Base.
That video right here.
81. Here's a video of that neighborhood. Zoom in on that. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, we were zoomed in on that.
Somewhere through there.
Yeah, go ahead and zoom on it. We were zoomed in on this. Yeah, Ridgeway Road. Yep, Gray Ridge Road. This neighborhood has been absolutely shellacked. I mean, it's just horrible.
That's the DeLisi plant, I believe you were saying, is right here.
Yeah, and it looked like it went over.
It was very close.
The DeLisi plant was on maybe on the south side of the tornado, but it went across the plant. And then it made a jot, and what we've done is there's another neighborhood here, or something here, Lacey.
Yeah, there are multiple homes throughout here.
Yeah.
Neighborhoods, ranches,
At Ned's 3528 donated $2 through Super Chat. All jokes aside, I hope folks are okay.
Back to the farm, rural area, and then multiple, like she said, multiple homes in here. And then it did that jot to the north, and then back to the east. So, see, the path is not straight. Tornado paths are rarely straight.
And that is very preliminary. I drew that based on radar, free-handed it.
Yeah, but it's going to be right. It's going to be really good. I'm just telling you. And there it is. There it is. So that's the path. Okay, so, you know, and again, and it's wobbling. It's wobbling, right?
Yeah.
All right? It's like an eye of a hurricane. It's low pressure. There's many forces acting on it, and it's trying to pivot north because of the Coriolis effect and things with the mesocyclone, trying to pull it north. But hang on a second, low-level dynamics and all these other things are trying to pull it back south. So it does this wobble thing, and it'll wobble all day. I mean, I've seen it wobble like crazy stuff like this. That didn't do that, but it wobbled enough. So if you got, and we're in line one of the wobbles, it's not good. Okay? All right.
Kyle's getting golf balls right now.
Okay, let's go back to Kyle.
34.
And circulation has just not tightened up. Tornado warning continues again. Go ahead, Kyle. Give us an update.
Yeah, David, we're headed south on Highway 74 in between, just south of Covington a little ways. We've been taking golf balls, maybe just a little bit larger than golf balls, and a lot of it. Back to you, David.
All right, nice job. So big hail. We know we have that going on. And once again, this is going to make its way east-southeast towards Lucien, towards Lake Perry, and eventually down towards Stillwater, you know, and Lake McMurtry. Okay, so let me show you where the circulation is now. The tornado warning continues. Let's get back to that. Okay. It's just not what it was on Lynx 1, just not what it was with the bigger tornadoes we had up in Grant County and Kay County. And then I tell you what, again, Bremen, lucky today. And again, Enid, south and east sides of Enid were hit hard. All right, so Kyle's in the golf balls. The hook is still back in here, but this might be getting a little bit stronger now. All right, what is, let's take a look at shear rate on that.
Douglas, I was on links too. Here, let me switch for you. 1 second. There we go. Back near Douglas. This is way back in the range.
Yeah, it's on that west side again.
But there's area of circulation there. Yeah. That's really the tightest couplet, if you will, if you're going to call it a couplet, that we have right now. And it is still fairly weak. There's just a lot of wind and hail and just torrential rainfall, blinding rain in that.
Not going to see it. It's going to be so loud with the rain and the wind and the hail. Big hail core runs from south of Covington down 74, back to Douglas, and go ahead and lapse this, Lace. Is it still moving east? There's your hail swath. This is what your hail, what it's done so far. Lots of hail. Lots of hail.
That's in 30 minutes. It is moving so very slow. So like Justin mentioned, I mean, the flooding potential with this is really starting to ramp up.
But east-southeast, how much rain we've had so far? This will be a little bit hot because it's going to have contamination from the hail.
Let me pull up it.
Estimates 2 to 3 inches.
2 to 3? Yeah, Fairmont to Covington.
3.5, but like you said,
we can't hear you.
Contamination.
3 to 4.
We can't hear you, but we thank you for trying.
I try my best. Yeah, 2 to 3. Radar says 3.5, but that should be hail contamination a little bit. But you can see a solid area with some very heavy rains that came down within an hour or two over that area.
Yeah, no doubt. So from Covington up to Garber. So, we're going to have flooding in here. All right, so this is where the big hail is now. We see the purple going to the black, east of Covington. A little bit of a hook, trying to form back in here. This is moving
so many hookers.
We'll get you a storm track going to Glencoe. Stillwater is going to be just about on the edge, at least right now, on the line of fire, okay? It's going to be Stillwater back to Marshall, okay? All right, so once again, everything moving east-southeast. At what do we have, speed, 15, 20?
I've been doing like 17. Kind of splitting hairs there, but I think it's closer to 15 at the moment. And here's your storm track on Lynx 2.
Yep.
I put it on the
Lynx
hail
2.
core, since we don't really have a couplet to track as far as a tornado threat. I just put it on the hail core, and we're watching circulations within that.
Right, yeah, and again, it's going all the way to Stillwater right now. So wind and hail, and that tornado threat's going to continue until it's not, okay? Doesn't have an area spin. It's not crazy strong, but it's still strong enough. So Lake Perry 954, that's for the whole leading edge of basically the stronger winds and the bigger hail, okay? Lake Perry 954, Perry same 956, Orlando 825, Lake McMurtry 1033, Morrison 1040, Lake Carl Blackwell 1045, Stillwater Regional Airport 1051, Boomer Lake Place 1054, Glencoe 11 o'clock, OSU campus at 11:07, that's again downtown Stillwater, 11:10, basically the same, and Stone Wolf Casino at 11:25. Okay, so some of the data was trying to build this farther south into Oklahoma City with some wind and hail here. That has not happened yet, and some of the data saying that everything stays just barely north and east of Oklahoma City.
Yeah, as far as the severe threats.
Yeah. So we might have a little rain here, maybe some small hail and gusty winds, but right now, the big stuff is obviously to the north, okay?
So there's Next Gen Live, just to show you
back
the broad view.
Yeah, and this stuff down south has struggled. The cap down here has won out today. That Mother Nature's lid, keeping at least some parts of Oklahoma safe, right? Lids and caps in the atmosphere. It's Mother Nature's safety valve sometimes, and it's a good thing. It keeps things from going kind of crazy. And when you don't have a cap or storms break the cap, you get what we got tonight. And that's a horrible scene up in Garfield County with multiple homes hit, some businesses hit, and yeah, it's just a mess. Okay, so the storms in K County, now moving into Osage County. Tornado warning have been dropped for that, moving into Osage County, which is great news. And then back down the line, and the other
all you
Before
pot
that,
smokers.
Jim, let me show some video here.
Apparently, marijuana was federally classified now as a Schedule 3
crossing Highway
instead of a
81,
Schedule 1.
This storm crossing Highway 81. Let's go to Kyle's video. And I want to take a look at that. And folks, this is a violent tornado. That's 1/4 of a mile wide, 8 to 1/4 of a mile wide. And I want to point out how all the debris, now there are big chunks of homes. That's the neighborhood right here. That's the neighborhood that Carl and Amanda were showing you. This is when it's hitting the neighborhood. That's an EF3. It's a violent tornado, potentially deadly tornado. And Kyle said he saw a car flown. It's hard for us to see it.
Yeah, I saw a big piece of debris. I thought was the car. It might not have been in the video. I mean, it's hard to tell from a car at that point.
This through, there's a roof.
That's what I saw.
That's a roof.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a roof coming off right there. But notice how there's another house. So there are houses that are gone in this neighborhood. Roofs are gone. We don't know exactly how many people were injured or potentially lost their life. We don't know yet, okay? People are flooding into this area. We're trying to gather all the information we can. I can tell you that if people were home and they did not do the right thing and go to the right spot, we might have problems. We might have had problems back near the DeLisi plant, which is just across the highway here. So it's not good. And then there's the tornado just a few minutes later. Homes hit, badly damaged. And again, we're only seeing just a small little sample of what this whole place looks like. And there's the tornado leaving the homes I'm showing you here. Look at the trees snapped off. Yeah. Pretty big trees snapped off.
Some of them, the bark is off of them, which is always indicative of a very strong tornado.
So surveys will be done, and they'll come back fairly quickly. We'll know for sure officially what this is by tomorrow or the next day. So EF3, I think, somewhere in there. Okay, let's get back to it here one more time. Look at radar.
Oh, you bastard.
Two areas, David, that we're watching of circulations. The tornado warning continues. Yes, northwest of Kyle, and the one near Lucien it's a little more broad, but that's also an area of circulation.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's not as strong. It's not very tight, but it's going to be west to northwest of Lucien. So if you live in Lucien, again, down to Lake Perry, boy, it is wrapped in rain too. You are not going to see it. I mean, you're not going to see a wall cloud, a lowering. It's just a wall of rain, right? But it's right here. It's on the northeast side.
Definitely the area that's tighter is where it should be.
Yeah.
I'll put back on reflectivity so you can see that.
There's your hook. Okay, Kyle's down here. I tell you what, control room, let's go to Kyle. And he's looking back in this clear slot. He is 1.5 miles, 2 miles away from that. Kyle, the strongest circulation now is just to your northwest. Go ahead, look back that way, and I know you have your night vision on. Tell me what you see when you look back in there right now. It's kind of hanging out. It's just a couple of miles to your northwest. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me turn around, David, and Sammy's going to get the shot on it. Oh, right there it is. So nothing's on the ground currently, David. You can see that large lowering right there. Looks pretty ragged at this time, so that's going to be from our night vision camera right there. On Highway 74, we had several golf balls, might have been just a little bit bigger than golf balls, so going to be a pretty devastating hailstorm right through there, but we're going to stick here with it and keep an eye on it. Back to you, David.
All right, great job, and also great job today, Kyle. You no doubt, and you and your dad, Ron, saved lives today. So I just want to give you a shout out. Kyle was on this thing. It was outside of his bumper. I just showed you the video. I mean, you know, these guys don't look at themselves like this, but they are public servants. And Kyle's a firefighter, so he is a public servant. He's a Woodward firefighter. I said it last time, I said it again, he can run for mayor and win it. I mean, the guy's like, he's a rock star.
And Sammy's with him tonight.
Oh, Sammy is.
Sammy is.
Ron's not with him.
Ron's back at home.
Oh, Sammy's with him. Okay, so that's going to be Brandon's normal chase partner. I forgot they were going together today. Yeah. Okay, so wow. But great job to both Sammy and Kyle and all of our trackers today. Valcaster, Tom Pastrano, Mason Dunn in the air. I mean, everybody that was really, really in on this. It was some white knuckle rides. I promise you, when you're chasing a tornado and you're this close, right, you're worried about your own safety, right? I mean, things can happen. And, you know, these guys and gals go out knowing that there is a risk that they get caught in this, right? And that things can go wrong. And, but you know what? When you care about Oklahoma and you're from Oklahoma, this is what we do, okay? This is what we do. Okay, so the tornado warning, it's up north, but we're concerned about this area right there that's headed down towards Kyle.
Just got a report, David, baseball-size hail just east of Douglas with winds to 65, and that is from the emergency manager there from Enid, so just east of Douglas, somewhere in that hail core. Yeah. He's seeing some baseballs.
Okay.
So
Baseball-sized hail right there. So, guys, tornado warning does continue. It's still with us. We're still walking it through, talking about it, and it's getting a little bit stronger. So we'll pitch back to you guys here for just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, just for a moment.
Yeah, we are getting some more information on what's going on now with the Gray Ridge neighborhood there. So Gray Ridge is the video we showed you earlier where houses were decimated there. And that's at Gray Ridge Estates. That's Highway 81 in Southgate. Here's the video right here. Getting word now from Enid police that there are injuries in this neighborhood. There are people trapped in homes and storm shelters. So they are trying to assist people there in that neighborhood as best they can, but not good right now. For Gray Ridge Estates there, Highway 81 and Southgate. We have a crew headed there too as well, so we hope to learn more, but this is the worst damage we've seen so far coming out of Enid because of this tornado.
So police are really focused on there. A lot of power lines down in that area. Don't try to get there if you don't have to. This is going to be just on the east side of Vance Air Force Base. We are asking police. So far, they don't have any confirmation of damage or injuries at Vance Air Force Base or the DeLisi plant. So we're waiting to get information on that. We have also been reaching out to the area hospitals because we've heard all their hospital staff is being asked to report in if they're able to. So as soon as we get more word on any injuries and hopefully not any fatalities, we will pass that along to you. David, I know tornado warning going on. Let's go ahead and get another update from you on that.
All right, yeah, and you know, hopefully this will wind down, but we still have this area of circulation, guys. Same storm. It's morphed a little bit, that video there. And again, that's the tornado just barreled through that neighborhood. That's going to be just barely south of Vance Air Force Base and across the street from the DeLisi plant, which is, again, just south of the Vance Air Force Base is where that neighborhood is. All right, so that's going to be EF3 damage. That's on the east side of Highway 81.
Directly east of Vance.
Yes.
Other side of Highway 81.
Yes.
Vance,
yeah. But it went across DeLisi and then hit that. Yeah, so, I mean, it's worst case scenario, right? So, okay, so here's your hook. And the tornado warning still continues for one area that's to the north. But I tell you what, the area down here is getting a little bit stronger.
And Kyle has a pretty decent lowering. He's been watching that. Can you hear me, David?
I can.
Okay.
Kind of sounded different for
that happened.
For
I'm
some
not sure what's
reason.
happening there.
I don't know what's going on. All right,
it's okay.
Let's go to Kyle.
Yeah, he's got a great shot here.
Okay, let's
punch him up.
Yeah, let's bring Kyle back in. And Kyle, look at there it is. There's your lowering. Okay, great shot. Looking back off to the west-northwest. It's not gone into overdrive mode yet, but it's still obviously rotating right there. We're watching that. The couplet's a little bit stronger, but what do you think when you look back in there? It looks a little bit on the low end right now. Go ahead, give us an update.
Yep, you're exactly right, David. So we've been keeping an eye on it right here. It's looked a little ragged at times, and then all of a sudden it'll kind of look a little more laminar on the bottom. So definitely we need to keep an eye on this right here. Back to you, David.
Lacey, take it for a second.
Okay, yeah, Kyle's looking right there. He's looking just to his north, and I'll show you on radar. If you go to links
Darlene
1,
has just
this
tipped
is the area that
$50.
he's looking at.
All
so
this
that's why he's
content
right
and not
there. He's right in
$1.
that area of circulation. Tom is just to his south. That's the hook with the supercell that produced the tornado in Enid. So this is the same storm, and this is a new area of circulation. Obviously, the old one had moved north and completely weakened. But David, I'm looking now at a TLX just to kind of give you a better perspective.
Hey, there's that. Right?
There you go. Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so there's the other, I mean,
There's 2 areas.
Yeah, that's moved out of the tornado warning.
Yeah, and it's broad.
It's broad. It's not tight.
Over Lake Perry, Perry.
Yeah, Perry, and or downtown Perry's right here. So this is the original area. That's getting a little bit weaker. This is coming up right now. And easily winds to 60, just north of Kyle. And their shear rate, yeah, that's coming up. This thing over here, that's weakening right now. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything in the tornado warning.
No, I think that's going to just go away.
Yeah, that's going to go away.
But the circulation that's definitely the tightest is getting along Highway 74, right there where Kyle is. And if it keeps on its same track, we've been showing you the track. I mean, that's heading down towards Highway 51 and eventually Orlando and back over towards the lakes of McMurtry, Blackwell.
Yep. Links 2, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's still good.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
On the storm track, links 2 control room. And what we've done, this is on the leading edge of the wind and the hail. The circulation we're watching carefully is back here, right? There's where Kyle is. And Lake Perry, 954, Perry, 956, Orlando, 1025, Morrison, 1040, Lake McMurtry, west of Stillwater, 1033, Stillwater Airport, 1051, Boomer Lake Place, 1054, OSU campus, and 1107, downtown about the same, downtown Stillwater. Okay, and we have a hook on here. We have some dynamics in place that this might continue to ramp up like it's doing right now, and it is getting stronger as it makes its way off to the east-southeast, okay? Okay, so once again, this is going to be an area of circulation now north of Marshall. Let's go back to links 1.
This is the broad view.
And the step down south has weakened, still a few small storms. This is why Oklahoma can be crazy. So we had our resources up here today.
Search and rescue is going on. There are injuries. I'm aware of that. I don't know how many. Hopefully there's no fatalities. I haven't heard anything about that yet. And I'll be back in touch with Incident Command here in just a little bit.
I just got yes, I'm sorry. This is Abigail Ogle, and I just got an update from Vance Air Force Base. They do have minor damage. This is according to the mayor there in Enid. Minor damage. We're talking more fencing, signage, that sort of thing at Vance Air Force Base. No personnel, and he doesn't believe any housing there, and he thinks all the planes are okay. There's the other airport there in Enid. Is it Woodring Airport? Barely missed them. So that airport is all right. The governor has called the mayor of Enid, and they, again, are working on bringing in heavy equipment. He said that he described these homes as flattened, as I'm sure you know, and that heavy equipment is going to be coming in to help relieve some of this debris.
Yes. Yeah, they got to be real careful using heavy equipment in an area where homes have been, destroyed and all, because there could be people there too. It's a very intricate job, basically, to do that without hurting anybody or worse. So we got a lot of help coming, and so state officials have been redirected to go out there to Fox and 81 and coordinate with our incident commander out there with the Enid Police Department, and we'll deal with it, and hopefully we get through the search and rescue part here this evening, and we just hope that there's not that many people injured.
Well, we sure do appreciate your time and your information right now. We know it is hectic, it's chaotic, and I'm sure, somewhat emotional as well. I mean, this is your city where something like this so devastating is happening. Thanks for the update, Mike. Keep us posted throughout the evening. Right now, I want to get back over to our Chief Meteorologist, Damon Lane. And Damon, you are still tracking these storms.
We are, and I just got an update. I know the sirens are sounding in Perry right now. Now, Perry, you're not under a tornado warning, but there is an area of spin right now that is coming into Perry. Let me go out to Shane right now. Shane, just got an update that the sirens are going off in Perry. They're not in a tornado warning, but there is an area of spin coming into town right now. Shane, what do you see right now?
Well, yeah, David, that would be one of those areas where we'd watch when lightning had increased quite a bit. Right now, what we're seeing is increased lightning just off farther to the west that would not be affecting Perry yet. Of course, more of that more intense part of the storm back over south of Covington. But when we went through Perry, we just kind of hit the edge of it. We did not hear the storm siren sounding. So we're on I-35 now heading south. We get into a better position so we can actually see the storm better. Cut out of getting out of the rain. We're almost out of it. Once we get down here a little farther south, maybe we'll see things a little better. Back to you, David.
Okay, all right. And again, the area that we're watching right now is going to be on the west side of Perry. It's this little couplet right here, that velocity couplet. It's not tornado warned, and so, but it is an area of at least some spin.
Don't care.
Blinding rain and probably 50 to 55 mile an hour winds, and we've been having quarter to $half size hail now for the past 2 or 3 miles. But we're coming into the north side of Perry. I know Perry well because we do a lot of mowing up here, and Perry's going to get hail out of it. Perry's going to get wind. Other than that, you know, it's just wherever the circulation crosses. I know that's probably going to go south. But right now, I mean, man, this wind's getting stronger, and it's from the west. So we're getting.
I don't care about his news. I care about actually seeing what's going on.
And hail up to about $half.
Because he says, "Oh, I don't know." Like the guy in 1, his news reporting is not as good as the guy in 3, who we're currently on. I care more about seeing what's actually happening.
And it's going to sweep right across town, so get ready for wind and hail, Perry.
I don't need predictions.
Okay, great update there, Val. The circulation, which is a little bit more localized, it's not a tight couplet, nothing like that. It's just to your northeast, so that makes sense. You're getting more of a westerly wind there. The circulation just to your north. There's another area down to the south. It's all very broad along this line, mainly strong winds, and then we're still watching the circulation that Kyle was on. That's north of Marshall now, David, and neither one of these areas are incredibly tight. There's just a lot of wind and like Val was saying, some pretty big hail. The biggest hail is still back between Covington and Lucien, right along Highway 64.
Yeah, and you know this is big hail. I mean, it's coming right down the highway, like she said. So watch out for this. This is still a supercell. We got to point that out. It still has rotation in it. He still has.
See,
spin.
I care more about this because he's talking about
stability in place.
The actual destruction that might happen.
The tornado warning is still up here, but we don't see anything in that area. It's down here is what we're watching right now. This is from the old warning here. Lacey, go back to velocity. Okay. Let's just see if I just want to make sure we're clean up here. We have wind in here. We have some pretty good wind going on. Are you out of TLX or VNX?
This is TLX.
Okay. So,
and I'll switch it if you want to take a look.
Well, a little bit of spin back in here.
Yeah, this is the area.
Kyle does?
Val has a west wind.
Busted out, it seems.
Okay, that's good. If Kyle has a north wind, let's go to Kyle.
Okay.
And he's right here. And if he has a north wind, and we'll find out what Tom, also check in with Tom, see what winds at Tom are. If we have a north wind blowing through here, this thing will not produce a tornado. Okay, if we have that. Let's get an update from Kyle. Kyle, I see a big base in there, but I don't see anything low and hanging down. Your shot looks great, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right, David. We've been keeping an eye on it, and it's kind of lifted just a little bit. The base has, so it's kind of going up. It's almost high base now. So I think the tornado threat's starting to go down. I just pulled over right here, and we actually have a east-southeast wind. So we still got to keep an eye on it, David. Back to you.
All right, nice job. Great job, Kyle. So Kyle's still, again, on the southern part of the storm, right where there is some rotation. And again, it continues to push off to the southeast. Rain-free base, yes. It is rotating, yes. But it's not gone into that overdrive mode, which is good. Wind and hail, we got problems there. We have some big hail, and it still has a hook on it, but it's not like what it was. So, all right. So, guys, let me show you some of Mason Dunn's video control room. Let's jump into that real quick, if we can. I'm going to go back just earlier today and get those videos lined up here. Let's kind of run through those just for a second. From Mason, this is up into, again, this is going to be Grant County.
Yep.
And this is when, again, it already produced multiple tornadoes. But look at this. Satellite tornado on the right side from Mason Dunn in Bodnell Sky News 9. The tornado, you're thinking, oh, it just died. Hang on a second. It's on the ground.
You see what I mean, Brady girl?
Cone. That's an EF2. Watch the tornado come on the backside. It's called a satellite tornado. You got a big one. There's so much spinning going up above. It comes out the backside and gets pulled into the tornado. You're thinking, how can that happen? That's because the mother tornado is so strong that it's pulling in everything around it. Everything is going in from all directions and up. Okay, so that tornado goes around it and gets pulled in. And again, right in between the wind turbines up into Grant County. I don't see how it missed those.
Remember, Val said he thought he saw damage.
Oh, that's right. Val was talking about that. And then this is the Enid, basically the South Enid tornado that Mason Dutt had from the air. So, I mean, Mason from the air today, what can you say, right? I mean, he was in it to win it.
Power flashes.
Yeah, and that is what we call a stovepipe tornado. But this, again, satellite tornado, main tornado on the ground, and this rotates around. I think we have the piece of video. I want to show that, control room, that when this goes around, you can actually see the debris on the ground. You can see it spinning as it comes all the way around. Let's see if we can see it here again. Then it gets absorbed right here. See right there? I need to see the longer piece of video. But anyway, that's the debris from that. It goes this way and then gets pulled into it because again, the big tornado is like, bring it in. Okay, now this, again, totally different storm, another supercell. This is the tornado, violent tornado crossing Highway 81, hit the neighborhood right there. This is the one that went just south of Vance Air Force Base and across the DeLisi plant, hitting that neighborhood. The name again? Greystone?
Gray Ridge.
Gray Ridge. Yeah, Gray Ridge neighborhood right there. Right here. It's hitting the neighborhood. And, I mean, this is a bad tornado. I mean, this is a killer tornado. So, roof's coming off, violent tornado, at least an EF3. That is not happening right now. This was a couple of hours ago. So, guys, crazy. We're still watching that supercell up north. It is still rotating. I know you guys have more. Back to you guys.
Yeah, we want to get out to Gray Ridge Estates. That's where this amazing video has been coming in, that's showing these homes that are flattened here. That's, again, just west side of Vance Air Force Base.
East side, maybe?
Or sorry, east side of Vance Air Force Base, on the other side of 81 there from Vance. And so we have our reporter there. We have
what was that? My tip jar is not full. I can't hear you.
Police are down there as well, trying to figure out how bad the damage is there.
Elizabeth, you're getting a very first look at this. Tell us what you've been seeing out there in Enid.
Yeah, Amanda, Carl, there are a lot of emergency vehicles traveling north on US 81. We're currently at US 81 South and West Wheat Capitol Road. And I'll let you take a look behind me. Several emergency vehicles are blocking this path to get to Gray Ridge neighborhood. So we really can't see a lot of the damage right now. And we're really not sure about injuries. But if you are in this area, make sure you're staying away from downed power lines. Those very well may be charged. Just stay clear of all that debris. You'd never know what's in it. We're also getting word that people are possibly trapped in their storm shelters or in their homes, but we have not made our way to Gray Ridge. We can't get back that way to see what's actually going on, but we're going to continue to try to find ways around to see if we can't get a better look for you all back at the studio.
I know that Enid Police, Elizabeth, had been going down there to that neighborhood. Are you seeing any ambulances there in the neighborhood or just on the road you're on right now, trying to help people out?
Yeah, great question, Carl. I have seen several ambulances traveling north toward Gray Ridge neighborhood, but I have not seen any going south. Granted, I don't know where the hospital is compared to where we are, but we definitely have seen some ambulances headed that way.
We know there's some concern, too, of power lines down. They're asking people to stay away from that area. As you were making your way there, right outside the Gray Ridge neighborhood, did you see any concerns right around that area?
Yeah, another great question. There are some downed power lines right here at South, US 81 South and West Wheat Capitol Road. They're on the west side of the road, so make sure you stay clear of those. And I'm sure there are actually some down signs I'm seeing too. And I'm sure it just gets even worse the closer you head into Gray Ridge.
Elizabeth, we'll give you a chance to hopefully get some information. If you're not able to make it in there, maybe talk to an emergency responder out there, or at the very least, we'll check back in with you just to get another idea of what the first responders are dealing with out there from what you're seeing in just a few minutes. We appreciate that update there in Enid on the east side of Vance Air Force Base.
We do have the official word down from the city of Enid as far as what's going on, and this is what they've sent to us, saying that first responders actively performing emergency response efforts following tonight's tornado, actively impacting the Gray Ridge and other areas. Personnel from the Enid Police Department, Enid Fire Department, they're on scene coordinating emergency response efforts.
So we do know Kingfisher sending up their ambulances to help out in the Enid area, and it's all hands on deck with first responders, whether it's police, the fire department, hospital emergency staff. As soon as we get any more information when it comes to injuries, we have not heard of any fatalities yet. As soon as we hear anything on that, we will toss that, we'll take that back over. We'll let you know right here on News 9.
And we haven't heard any official word from hospitals right now. They're super busy, is what we assume. I mean, right now, though, the calls for extra ambulances to head into Enid to help out.
So as we get a better grasp of what's happening there, I will send it back over to you, Lacey.
Right now, what we're watching is over the Enid area. Can you hear me?
Not yet.
There we go. We good now? Okay, over the Enid area, we do have thunderstorms that have taken off again. So while that search and recovery is going on, and we could see that video from Elizabeth there on the south side of town, very, very heavy rain. A new storm has gone up. Now, the storm we're watching closely, it is not severe currently, but there is a new storm right there over Vance Air Force Base, over the tornado path. And you just hate to see when this happens. There's a lot of lightning going on with that storm. So as these recovery efforts are going underway, still trying to get to some people. We were hearing reports, obviously, of some people that are in their shelter, that are okay, but they have debris on top of them. Those types of stories is what we're hearing from in and around South Enid. This storm, very, very electric. Okay, so the threat of lightning strike, very high there. Very heavy rain as well. Not severe as far as wind or hail goes, but that's kind of insult to injury when you've got very heavy rain moving over these damaged areas. Now, we don't have any active tornado warnings. I'm going to turn this lightning off so you can see another storm has gone up over Garber, and the biggest storm, this one that produced the tornado, is moving so very slowly, okay, dumping anywhere from 2 to 3 to locally 4 inches of rain. So some aerial flooding going on in Garfield County, back over to Noble County. Big time hail still showing up with this storm. If you take a look at the hail detector, just to show you, damaging hail from Marshall back up to Lucene. David, we have been lit up online. The town of Lucene, we've been calling it, is Lucene. Lucene.
Yeah. Right.
So I was following your lead there.
No, don't ever do that.
Okay.
I will lead you wrong every time.
Yep.
And I have for a number of years now anyway.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, we apologize. We butchered your town name.
You're right. It's just been a long day.
On Tuesday, the day before John C. Fallon was removed from his position as U.S. Secretary of the Navy by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth after months of infighting with senior leaders and disagreements over how to revive the Navy's struggling shipbuilding program.
Okay, so no tornado warnings in effect right now, but we have the hook up north, additional storms going over, which is not.
He said during a roundabout the Navy Leagues Airspace 2026 that the Navy is looking to wrap up a review of Ford-class and Nimitz-class aircraft carriers by the end of May, pointing to a possible major shift to carrier acquisition strategy currently held by the U.S. Navy, including the potential cancellation of planned orders for additional Ford-class carriers, even transition to new design, as suggested last year by President Trump, who has consistent criticized the Ford class and its electromagnetic catapult known as the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System.
Again, right now moving to the east. So again, we'll see. But some of the data had this trying to build a little bit farther south.
Maybe new aircraft carrier coming.
Let's do this. We're top of the show here. Let's show some of the video. Let's go to Kyle's new version video from today. And then we'll do Kyle first, and then we'll just kind of run down the line here. Let's take a look at Kyle's video. And there's a tornado when he was going down Highway 81 looking to the right, okay? Vance Air Force Base, he passes Vance, and then it does this, crosses the highway, Again, he's looking back to the northwest. It's still approaching Highway 81. The DeLacy plant is right here. Vance is just to the north. It's now crossing. Look how everything is being pulled into it. There goes the roof. And there it is now, moving through Gray Ridge neighborhood. There goes a roof, went completely around the tornado, and the roof gets spit back out. Right, yeah, there it is. Okay, and then it wedges out. That's going to be an EF3 violent tornado, potentially killer tornado, right? And look at the motion of that still. It's digging, and it's got that look to it. That's a violent tornado. And we were telling people, if you're not in your safe spot, you got to go. You cannot mess around with this, okay? And it just kept going, turned into a stovepipe and almost a wedge tornado. And then finally began to weaken as it was coming up on the southeastern sides of Enid, still hit a neighborhood over there. And then finally, and more homes on the way, all the way from south of Vance Air Force Base all the way to 412. There's damage. It was on the ground for over 10 miles. EF2, upwards of EF3, might have been stronger than an EF3. That to me is every bit of an EF3 if I've ever seen one. And I've seen a lot of them. Okay, so look at the motion down here. Everything gets look at this thing out ahead of it. How that happened?
It pulled that, from way off to the right.
That's a low-level jet. There's feeder jets going into the tornado from all different angles, especially from the southeast, and that's being ripped in. It pulls that into it, and then this is the other shot. This is from Val Castor and Tom Pastrano. Again, there's the main cone, and there's the we call satellite tornado on the backside that went around it, and then what got absorbed by the main cone. But that tornado's on the ground. That is an EF2 tornado. All right, and look at that shot there. Wow. Whose video is this? Is this going to be? Was that Tom or Val's?
I believe.
Yeah, that's Tom's.
That was Tom's.
Okay. Wow, that's impressive. I mean, see this white right here? See that white? You're thinking, what's that? It looks like sand. That's condensate. How's that happen? The pressures are so low, not just in the tornado, that outside the tornado, their winds are strong, but you're not technically in it, but you're that's condensate coming off the ground that's forming into what becomes a tornado because the pressures become so low. You don't see that every day, all right? And this is when the tornado began up in Grant County, right? This is north of the Enid storm. This is the first storm of the day from Val and Amy Castor. And then look at that. I mean, crazy stuff going on. Big.
Well, I think we're going to have a new,
ball, if you will, right?
probably aircraft carrier. It's mainly aimed at using drones.
Action, right?
That's
so,
probably what
tornado,
is in the future.
EF2 possibly, give or take. And then boom. There's the satellite tornado, and you're thinking, oh, look, it just merged into it. No. It's on the back side of it. We had this live. All this was live on the air today, okay? So this went around the tornado. Watch it peek out. Wait for it. And there's the main cone, EF2. Here it comes. And you're thinking, oh, goodness gracious. Now look down here. See the debris on the ground right there? Little tiny debris ball, and then look, it gets eaten by the big tornado. It's so strong, and there it is. It dies. And that's it. But look at the shots here. Multiple vortex. See, there's large chunks of a house, of a barn, whatever. And look at that shot. Pretty incredible. And I can't say enough about our storm trackers tonight and Mason Dunn in the air. I mean, no doubt about it. Our trackers and Mason saved lives here today. No doubt about it. And there's another shot from Mason. He was on the northern storm, had come back farther south, and then he caught this. And this is the Enid. We're calling it the Enid tornado. And just incredible stuff from Mason Dunn. Tell you the scope of this. Look at the wind turbines here spinning. Okay? All right, so Lacey, what?
Yeah.
Obviously the most violent day we've had in 2026, and we hope it's the last, but wow, spring is starting off with a bang for sure.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable to see the strength of the tornadoes, how long these tornadoes were on the ground, the path length of the tornadoes going from the southwest to the northeast, and how erratic the movement was. The town of Bremen, very, very lucky tonight based on how they were looking to take a direct hit. That tornado crossed I-35, was headed towards Bremen.
Yeah.
That tornado touched down numerous times. If we go to links 2, too, David, Andrew put together some of the reports. Obviously, there's numerous reports in between these, but it kind of shows you the areas of where we had the tornadoes today, all in north central Oklahoma, really in three counties, Grant, Garfield, and Kay counties.
Yep. And this will go down as one long track tornado, at least a half dozen tornadoes.
Kansas has given up.
Guys, again, a crazy, violent day. We don't know how bad this day is going to turn out. We're still looking for reports of injuries and things like that. We know we have multiple homes destroyed. So, guys, back at the news desk, I know you guys have more.
We do, David. Yeah, we are checking in with our crews, and we have several crews in Enid right now trying to get a handle on the damage there, and that looks like kind of the bullseye for this tornado earlier today. We've been talking about Gray Ridge Estates, but I know Shelby Love is also over a home that's been flattened. She's also in Enid there.
So she's going to be just kind of north of Gray Ridge Estates, the exact location, South Leona Mitchell Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see them start making something more of a drone/jet carrier.
We have her on the phone. Shelby, tell us what you've seen out there.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make them freaking massive.
This is just
like dual hole or something.
House. It looks like what is a well-built brick home.
There's a lot of
windows are out. The roof
there's a lot
is
of
now
speculation
gone, and you can see these
and like different
walls.
designs out there currently.
It looks like they were really sturdy at some
One of
point.
them was like a
Now,
catamaran, which was pretty neat
in
looking.
rubble in front of us. On the way here, we were traveling north on Highway 81 as we're kind of trying to get into Enid. Like you said, we're on the south side now. We saw this line of emergency vehicles just speeding past us to get into town. We're seeing several of them go by us right now. It looks like they're trying to figure out where to go and who to help, and we're going to be following some of them in right now as well. You can see there's some down power lines in front of us as well. That's why we can't get out, is because the rain is really, really heavy right now. We can't fully see because it is so dark.
Well, we're not going to know until something actually gets produced, you know.
We're barely getting into town. Like
that's
Elizabeth
a lot of
said,
mass to make on the water.
Of Highway 81 and
but I mean, like, look how big cruise ships are getting.
They're trying to do rescue efforts to a lot of people that have reportedly been trapped in their homes and in the debris. So we're still trying to figure out another way to get into town right now, and the rain is really starting to pick up. So like David said, this is really a mess, and we're just scratching the surface. We're barely getting into town. Amanda and Carl.
All right, Shelby, stay safe out there. We appreciate it, and hearing from other crews, Highway 81 is packed right now. So hopefully that is just packed with emergency vehicles, because that's what's needed at the moment.
It definitely is. Also, just hearing from the superintendent of Waucoma Schools, Gray Ridge neighborhood happens to be in his district, and he says all school, our classes and activities are canceled for tomorrow for Waucoma Schools. He says right now, and they've been trying to talk to all the students and the staff, he thinks everybody's been accounted for, but he has talked to two of his teachers who live in that Gray Ridge subdivision, and they said that subdivision is pretty much destroyed.
Oh, God.
All the students accounted for, according to the Waucoma superintendent.
And we hope that remains the case as well. The school, by the way, is okay as well. It was not in the path of the tornado.
Yeah, so we're just following that right now, but obviously that neighborhood was decimated, and that's where crews are. That's where we heard from Elizabeth with, you saw those emergency lights behind her, and they're just blocking people there, making sure that emergency vehicles can get in and out of that neighborhood and get to people who need help. Again, we heard that people might be trapped in storm shelters, trapped in the debris itself.
More resources are going to be heading there to Enid, too. We just heard from Governor Kevin Stitt, who told us that he's been in contact with Enid officials there, local leaders, and just ensuring that they get everything that they're going to need in the coming days. So he has been in contact with them, and, of course, his thoughts and prayers with that community and everyone impacted tonight. So that's the very latest from what we're hearing here on our news desk. Again, we're trying to get any confirmation of injuries, and we have not heard anything yet on fatalities. David, we'll pass it back over to you in the Bob Mills Weather Center.
Well, as of right now, that's the best news we've heard so far. Incredible, because this was a long track, violent tornado. It set down basically as an EF2, went to an EF3, I think, and might have been an EF4. I don't know. We'll find out. Surveys will be done. They'll be done. But just by looking at radar right now, you know how people over the years, they go, hey, when you're on TV, surveys are done after the tornado of damage, and then damage, what kind of wind speeds cause that. So why do you call them out on the air live? Well, I've done this a long time. I know what I'm looking at. And second of all, if I just say tornado, people go, hey, okay. But if I start saying it's an EF2, it looks like an EF3, then it just gets people's attention if I'm just telling you exactly what I think it is, right? And remember, I storm chased for, gosh, 30 years, and so I've seen a lot of this stuff in the field, and I know what it looks like, and I know what the tornado looks like when I start to see things, and I'm like, okay, hang on a second. So we'll see. But I think I'll call it the Vance Enid tornado, basically will be an EF3, for sure an EF2, maybe an EF3, and I think the tornadoes in Grant and Kay counties are going to be an EF1, EF2, the way it looks right now. A little bit weaker up north, but maybe a little bit stronger, but I think minimum EF2 in Grant and Kay County, and then EF3 for the Garfield County or the Enid storm. Guys, we have severe storms now taking off.
Bigger than you ever seen. Best aircraft carrier ever.
Here. So, Lace, a little bit of a hook on this thing. Man, this party will not end.
Yes.
And a little bit of a hook.
Severe storm right over the area where the tornado crossed.
Exactly
where. Showing where the heavy rain is. You were seeing it from our crews that are there.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And this does have a little circulation, and like we've been saying, it's so electric for all these recovery efforts.
Lightning from Oklahoma City looking north is continuous.
Yeah.
It does. There's no gap. There's not like boom, boom, it stops. It's continuous. So no tornado warning with this, but it does have shear on it. A little bit of spin. Again, going right over where the tornado was this evening, right in here. This is the tornado path, and this is all covered in lightning and thunder and heavy rain. Not a tornado threat with this, but some wind and some hail. What are hail sizes up here? And to look at the hail core here, quarters.
Up to golf ball.
Yeah, right over the damage path. It's right over the damage path, golf ball size hail, okay? All right, so that's a problem. And let's go a little farther east. By the way, that line goes up through just south of Billings. That storm's severe, south of Billings, okay? That's going to Sears. And then Marlin, you're kind of in the line of fire eventually. 7 Clans, Paradise, Casino. Eventually, this will move in. But this is our supercell here, right? Big storm. And from just west of Lake Perry, there's your mezzo. Not strong enough for a tornado warning, but it's getting there. It's coming up some. And where's Kyle right now? Why don't I see him on this?
He's right with Tom.
What do we do with?
Right here.
They're together. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I see.
He keeps losing Kyle.
Out of TLX.
Shot. Yeah. That's a heck of a hook.
And still big hail. I mean, quarter to golf ball size hail.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of it. There's still been so much rain. So the green there, of course, is where we've had that area from 3 to 4 inches of rain from Fairmont to Covington, back down to Lucene, back to Lake Perry.
Yeah. Hey, nice job on the Lucene.
I got it. I will never forget.
No. It's still some good news from our trackers, Tom and Kyle down there. Still seeing a north wind.
Oh, that's good. So
wonderful. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a gust front, rain cooled air. That's
not going to tornado.
Down here at the surface, it's a north wind. Aloft, probably not.
Yeah.
But, also, you talked about the lightning.
Yeah.
If you want to show the Guthrie camera, I don't know. I moved it off to the north. It is a complete continuous light show.
Lace, do you have Guthrie cam?
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay.
Go back. I was fixing that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's continuous. Like, as I've been seeing some of the other cameras, and just from the trackers, it is.
You said Guthrie.
We'll bring this up here, and this is Guthrie cam. It's continuous lightning. I mean, basically.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. I mean, just a ferocious lightning storm tonight.
Man.
Okay. All right. So
one storm.
Yeah, it's basically off the storm. And so here's the deal. As of right now, we're watching it. No tornado warnings as of right now. 2,000 customers without power here in Oklahoma. Garfield, 1,500. And a couple hundred, several hundred from Grand into Kay, so we're at 2,000 total. And again, obviously from the tornadoes today. And you can see the hook right back in here. Not tornadic right now. We are watching it.
I've got a track on 2 if you want that.
All right, let's go to links 2. And there's your track. And right now, this misses Oklahoma City. Some of the data say we get a little bit. We looked at it, kind of a trailing line of some showers, maybe some gusty winds in the metro. But it looks like the brunt of this severe weather goes through northern Logan County into Payne County, maybe Lincoln, and then points east. Okay? All right, so Lake McMurtry, 1017. Morrison, we'll do 1019. Glencoe, 1040. Pawnee at 10:45, OSU campus 10:50, Cody 11 o'clock, Blackburn 11:17, Yale at 11:32. But a lot of this again to the north of Guthrie, to the north of Oklahoma City tonight. Okay, everything is up here, and this is not tornadic in here. This Wind and hail threat. The only storm that we're still really kind of keeping our eye on is right here. But we have a north wind, so as long as we stay with the north wind, we're going to be good. Lace, I'll tell you what, we've got some graphics built, and this is our normal weather time here. So no tornado warnings in effect. Let's go to my show. Okay. And we can bring up a little bit tonight. If I don't care, we can show my tonight map. Okay, so we can do this. Okay. That's fine. Take it through. So this is our normal time we do weather here. So watch what happens here. See all this? This goes on. There's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. See how it just gives Oklahoma City, Stillwater down to Guthrie. We kind of miss out. We'll see. But that's the way it looks right now. It just barely misses us, and we don't have any severe weather here in Oklahoma City. The way it looks right now, it's just to our north and to our northeast, okay? This is what I did earlier today. And again, Oklahoma City, we might see a little bit of rain, but everything north and east of us, wet and stormy overnight tonight. This will go on in northern Oklahoma. Okay, this is from midnight till about 8 o'clock in the morning. I think my forecast is still good from earlier today. And let's talk about tonight's lows, just kind of run through them. Tonight, again, more severe weather. The tornado threat, it's dropping now, and it will continue to drop. I think overnight, it's mainly a wind and hail threat. Tornado threat's not zero, but it's pretty low overnight, okay? Pretty low. Oklahoma City, north and east. Lows tonight, 50s and 60s. Cold front moves through. 40s in the northwest, 30s in the panhandle. Let's talk about tomorrow. Back up to near 80, and the front that comes through tonight moves down into southern Oklahoma, and it stalls down here, and we might have a little severe weather in the far south and southeast. It might be way down here, though, and that's where I have, again, a good chance of storms down here. That's tomorrow, okay? Not back here, and even some of the data now has it almost dry, completely back into our viewing area. Even our southern fringe might be dry.
Yeah, it blasts on it.
Now, Saturday, all right, highs in the 80s. The cold front that's moving through gets a bigger push tomorrow. It comes back north, and it all depends on where the cold front is. So we're back to the 80s. The humidity increases. Some of the data, breakout storms across northern into central into eventually southern and eastern Oklahoma. Starts in the north, the northwest, and makes its way to the southeast. And we will be unstable with the wind and hail and tornado threat. I think the higher concentration of storms will be from like Oklahoma City to the north and to the east. It's Saturday, okay? Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and for a while into Saturday night. All right, big hail, big wind, and maybe some tornadoes possible. It really depends on where that warm front is and how far back north that warm front makes it on Saturday, and the dry line, how far west the dry line is. So Saturday still with some question marks in there, okay? Sunday, highs in the 80s, 90s out west. We do have the dry line in here, right? But right now we'll do a 20% chance for thunderstorms along and east of the dry line because the cap and the lid comes back into play. So again, that will suppress the atmosphere. So we'll see. We'll see. So for the marathon, right now, Saturday morning looks dry. Sunday morning, right now, we'll do a 30% chance, maybe some showers.
Talked to some first responders, some EMS workers just on the ground. They were searching an area where Jason was, and they said, thankfully, everybody in that area had been accounted for. Actually, there was a couple I was talking to. They were very worried. I asked them if they were doing okay, and they hadn't heard from their friends, but I was able to give them the update that EMS did say that everybody was accounted for in this area, which was good news to them. They just hadn't gotten contact. So hopefully they have by now, but yeah, there's a ton of people coming in this area that do have it blocked off. If you're in Enid, you cannot come south of Highway 81 in Southgate. That's that intersection right there. Very blocked off. They're telling you to turn around, go left, just anywhere but south.
Dakota, as we continue to watch this convoy make its way, I know you're very familiar with this area, and there is an Enid location for Northwestern Oklahoma State University. It just reminded me when I saw those shuttles go by. We haven't heard of any damage to that campus, right? I don't think that's in the same area that we believe most of this damage took place there in Enid.
Yeah, so this storm, it came just over Vance Air Force Base, then went northeast. Northwestern Oklahoma State's Enid campus and the Northern Oklahoma College are on the east side of town, pretty close actually to a large Love's travel stop, basically at the start of Enid proper and the main Enid city limits. So I haven't heard of any damage over there, but obviously you saw their buses alongside the Enid Public Transportation Authority are here to help people. We'll check in with the university, the college in that area. But their campuses are actually really close to the Woodring Airport, which we heard, I'm trying to remember, but basically little to no damage over there, which is a good thing. But, obviously this area here off of 81 is a different story.
Wow, Dakota Wapakichi live for us there in Enid. We appreciate your reporting there, Dakota. And yeah, you saw all of those shuttles making their way to go to the areas that have been hit hard, where people need a safe space to go, and they're able to take them to the shelter, to Oakwood Christian Church. We've seen just in his picture so many different emergency vehicles come by. It looked like there was some heavy equipment as well. Let's get an update with our chief meteorologist, Damon Lane, because Damon, they also saw some flooding after that tornado emergency.
They did, and so here's an update right now. The severe thunderstorm that was on top of Vance, where a lot of those operations, search and rescue operations, were ongoing, that storm is now pulled away from Vance. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning was just issued. Now this one, Stillwater, you're in the heart of it, for 70-mile-per-hour winds and up to golf ball size hail. Your hail core is going to run from Perry northeast of Marshall. And so this new warning that was just issued, we're starting to see that southeasterly jog with this storm here. As of right now, though, this is moving at least in a way that would not come down towards Oklahoma City. But for Kearney, Tryon, Stillwater, we're watching it. There's still a bit of an inflow notch that we have to watch. Now, it's not one that is strong enough to trigger a tornado warning, but also one that we just can't turn our back on. And Michael's not going to do that either. He's right into it. Michael, still watching this area, that inflow that's just north of you. Michael, what stands out to you from Storm Command?
Yeah, it looks like possibly there might be some inflow starting to develop west of Orlando, and it's getting a little bit of a notch, and that's just going to be just to my north. So we're moving over here ahead of it. I'm actually have my camera I'm looking right into that area with the camera, and I can see where rain is pushing out, and then lightning is lighting up the whole base all around it. So again, we have almost continuous lightning out here. That's one good thing, is that it's not as blind, as dark as what it can be sometimes. So that's helpful right now.
It certainly is. And as we look at our rotation inside of this, it's definitely not one that is strong enough to trigger a tornado warning. But Stillwater, Langston, Perkins to Cushing, we're watching this for you. Michael's there. Shane is there watching the storm as it drops down to the southeast here. So the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 11:15. We haven't had any tornado warnings now for almost half an hour in central Oklahoma. We had that little one there in southeastern Garfield County that was allowed to expire. They dropped that one a little bit earlier. So it's been about 30 minutes plus since we've had any tornado warnings, and let's hope that we can keep it that way. But these are still storms that we still have to watch closely as they're dropping down to the southeast. At least with the data that I see coming in right now, any type of tornado threat that we would have setting up over the next hour or two would be a brief spin up with these storms on the leading edge, but nothing as of right now that is strong enough to trigger that. Definitely a ton of rain, though. And I mean a lot of rain coming in, which is what has triggered these flash flood warnings. So here we are watching this for 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball size hail. Your golf ball size hail, by the way, is going to be located just south of Perry. So that would be your hail core. By the way, again, that severe thunderstorm warning that you see popping up here for Garfield County, that is going to be that goes until 10:45. Although the circulation couplet there has left the area that they're doing search and rescue right now down by Vance. And so in the newest warning, by the way, we've trimmed that off. So with lightning out of the area, that's going to really, really help things out. And let's hope we can keep the storms out of there for the rest of the evening. These storms continue to track down to the southeast. These storms are going to have a lot of rain. They're behind this line here, so they're not going to have the clean inflow into them. So that's going to, at least for the time being, keep them more of a 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-size hail threat with these storms dropping down to the southeast. So Enid, downtown to Enid and west, you're no longer in any warnings, even south. We saw this severe thunderstorm warning that it's hanging on southeast Enid and going into parts of eastern Garfield County there. That goes until 10:45. So big complex of storms here. Still getting that low-level inflow into this, which is going to keep the threat for large hail out there, definitely up to golf balls. And your risk for the strongest winds are going to be up to about 70 miles per hour. And those are going to run between Perry and northeast of Marshall. So Stillwater, the rain's coming in. By the way, right now it's 10:25. Stillwater is going to be a bit noisy for you. Once these storms come in the next 20 minutes, it's probably not going to be until close to midnight before the storms move out. So you're going to get some heavy rain there in Stillwater, but also trying to go to bed, trying to get a good night's rest. This is going to disrupt that for a while here. And these storms extend all the way up towards Pawhuska and up to the northeast here. Ponca City, you're done with the storms. Langston, the storms are still north of you. The storms are now getting ready to come in to Stillwater as we speak. Let me go back out. Is Amanda, she okay? No, okay. We'll go back out to Amanda in a little. She is gathering some information there down at Vance Air Force Base where that tornado went over the highway. But let me go back out to Michael here because Michael, we're still watching that inflow notch feature there on the radar. Definitely not enough to trigger a tornado warning, but there's just enough spin with these storms as they're dropping down southeast. We still got to watch it. What stands out to you right now, Storm Command?
Yeah, my concern is actually growing right now. I'm becoming a little bit more and more concerned with every radar scan with the way this is configured, just because we do have a strong low-level jet, and now that it's potentially feeding inflow into this storm, you can see just, I mean, how low the clouds are, how much lightning there is, and that is looking straight north up into this lowered area. And as a matter of fact, Damon, I'm showing a tornado vortex signature starting to develop just north of Orlando. We're going to go up here and see if we can get back up here and see if we can get another visual on it. We're right here on the south end of it, but like I said, my concern is growing. I would not be surprised if they issue another warning very shortly.
And Michael, as you were talking, that same signature popped up on our radar here, very close to Orlando. So we are going to have to watch it. It's moving to the east and also jogging down a little bit to the southeast here. So we're watching this. Again, this is that signature, that rotation couplet that Michael was just referring to, and it just popped up on the radar here just seconds ago. We'll see how long it can last, but it does look like, severe thunderstorm warning now just issued there for Garfield and Noble County for golf ball and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And that's going to be, I believe, the northern storm here. That's going to be this cell right here. So an extension of that severe thunderstorm warning. So we got to watch it. Again, when you see that spin there on our radar, that's what we call low-level lock. And so we'll see if that continues, if it's going to last for a while or not. But it's definitely there. And when you have that inflow coming into the storm, that's going to feed the large hail threat as it continues to move to the east. So overall, let me give you the latest on this storm track that we have coming in now. Golf balls and 60. So it's been given a southeasterly track here, although the last couple of scans, it's slowly moving down to the southeast. And so it's going to get, especially if you're on the north side of Stillwater, but moving to the south, to the east-southeast at about 25 miles per hour. We'll bring it into Lake Carl Blackwell at 10:49, Stillwater Airport at 11:08, OSU at 11:11, and obviously downtown Stillwater there about a minute later. So it's not moving particularly fast. Now, you'll get hit with the rain. This is tracking that inflow into the storm here as it moves down to the southeast. Let me go back out to Michael, because Michael, every couple of minutes, this storm takes on a bit of a different look. What stands out to you right now from Storm Command?
Yeah, still has that inflow notch that's just to the northwest of Orlando. I think if there is a circulation, a tornado right now, that I know we don't have a warning for it at the moment, and the velocities have not quite tightened up. They're a little bit displaced from where you would tend to think they were, but right now it looks like they would be north of Orlando. We're getting ready to go north on I-35 here. We'll be watching it very close as it crosses over. It's going to be south of Perry. It'll be a little bit tough right there because there's I'm trying to look for roads that we can take as we get further up there. So yeah, I mean, this has got a long way to go. Like, this is going to go across northern parts of Payne County eventually. If it or track perhaps towards Stillwater, we'll have to just kind of see which way it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to have to watch which way it goes. Speaking of which, we're going to come back to the radar here in just a second, but there is new information coming in second by second into our newsroom. So much to go over. Let me go over to Abby and Jess for an update.
Damon, we're starting to get a picture of how many people have been hurt. We're getting numbers when it comes to injuries as those search and rescue operations continue.
That's right. I just talked to the Garfield County emergency manager. He said about 10 to 11 people are hurt. Minor injuries, which is good to report, and no fatalities reported at this moment. The Gray Ridge Estates, that's the neighborhood we've been talking about, that took a big hit. He said the search and rescue operations are starting to wrap up there. They've done at least 2 sweeps through this neighborhood. It's just east of Vance Air Force Base off Highway 81. But he said they may be going back in for another check just to be absolutely sure. But that's where we heard the search and rescue had been going on, for a good amount of time. And to hear now that they have been able to get to 10 to 11 people and they just have minor injuries at this point. There are also a few homes here and there on the southeast end of Enid that they're going to check in as well, not neighborhoods necessarily. And we did report that a shelter is opening up. I'm also told that another one will be opened by the Red Cross, the Garfield County Pavilion at the fairgrounds. They'll be opening that as an emergency shelter. The Red Cross right now is working to get that open. Earlier, Dakota Wapakichi had reported that they're also taking people to Oakwood Christian Church. So those are 2 places where you can go to seek shelter, to get just a safe space to get out of these hard-hit areas.
I also wanted to give you an update. We are now hearing from the state. We're hearing from Governor Kevin Stitt, and the mayor of Enid told us that the 2 of them had talked earlier after that tornado moved through. Governor Kevin Stitt is asking Oklahomans to join him in praying for the Enid community that has been severely impacted by tonight's tornado. He said that he has spoken with local leadership there and will continue working with them as they assess the damage and then identify needs. He says that his prayers are with everyone on Vance Air Force Base and that surrounding neighborhood. An update on Vance Air Force Base. Again, we have been told minimal damage, fencing and signage. No planes at this point, at least according to the Enid mayor. He does not believe planes were damaged, no injuries to personnel, and no damage that he knew of to housing there at Vance Air Force Base. And the governor, of course, just offering his support as storms continue to move across Oklahoma tonight. He urges everyone to stay weather aware. I also quickly wanted to give an update because we had that earlier storm that moved through the Kay County area, Bremen and Newkirk. I heard from the sheriff on that one. He said we had one house hit south of Newkirk with a barn down, no injuries. The rest of the damage will be power lines and trees. So this certainly, that's damage and that's someone's property, but it certainly seems like tonight Enid took the brunt of the damage from these tornadic storms. Damon, back over to you.
Yeah, and as we're watching the radar right now and still keeping a close eye on this particular storm right here that's going to be by Orlando. And then things, at least for the time being, they have improved from the weather on top of Enid here, where they're still doing all the search and rescue operations here. We had this severe storm that popped up right on top of Vance. There was lightning in that. That storm has now moved to the east. There is a hail core that is increasing right now from Fairmont going into eastern Garfield County here. That's going to track pretty close towards Perry. Of all the storms, though, that we have out there right now that really have my attention, obviously, this one has that inflow into it by Orlando. It's not tornado warned. This one's for 70 and golf balls. But this storm right here, for people that have homes that are, the roof is missing right now, homes that have been basically just damaged by quite a bit there. There's just rain coming down, and when you're trying to salvage as much as you can, that just impacts it that much more. So all of these storms are basically extremely concerning here. Where Shane is, these storms here have strong winds that are moving towards Pawnee. And so I've been watching this storm here. I know the warning is dropped all the way down south of Stillwater into southern Payne County, but with the radar scan, as we look at just the last 15 minutes or so, this has been taking a bit more of an easterly jog here. So just want to keep a close eye on how that ends up moving. Hey, by the way, a couple things just came down like in the last couple of seconds. Control room, if we can go over to WSI 2, because the tornado watch that we had earlier, you updated, okay, Joseph just updated it. So tornado watch has been dropped for the OKC Metro, but they extended this tornado watch until 1 a.m. So it was set to expire at 11. It's now been extended until 1 a.m. basically for Eastern Major County, Enid, Kingfisher, down towards Logan County, and then up into Payne County. So just a bit of an update. But for Oklahoma City and South, where we had the tornado watch out there earlier, that's no longer in effect. And what that means for you at home is that a lot of the newer data coming in shows that these storms that we have up north are beginning to move a bit farther to the east rather than dropping due south. Okay, let's go back over to the radar right now. Michael, you're in an inflow notch right now as we speak. I can see your location. How's it look visually?
My mic's been off.
Michael?
That's Iowa and Oklahoma.
Just very, very low.
And Machinist, I have to send you a box with some stuff for the Explorer in it.
The sky here the whole time.
Yeah, I got 2 more key fobs and a dash cover and some other stuff that goes in it. I found.
35, and
I was like, oh, you might want these.
I'm going to try to find a place to pull off here in just a bit. We've got a lot of trees around us right now, so my shot won't be, as helpful right now as what sometimes it can be. But you can see, again, we have tremendous amount of lighting. I mean, I'm sure if you look at it on tower cam from Oklahoma City looking north, it's just incredible of the light show that's going on up here. Not very far. I mean, we're not that far from Guthrie. I mean, we're up here north and just to the west of Stillwater. That's what, like a 30-45 minute drive up to Stillwater now from OKC. So it's not that far north, but I mean, it is moving in a more southeast or east direction. So that should keep it for the most part north and east of OKC.
And so, by the way, Control, just a heads up, I know you have a ton of video coming in, so let me know when you all have it loaded and packaged, and I just want to look over it. As far as what's happening on the radar right now, so these storms are moving to the east. Still a bit of an inflow. It's weak rotation here, but we're still seeing, not again, we're seeing more storms popping up on top of Vance just in the last couple of scans there. So that is just going to, that's just going to create more issues there, and that just popped up in the last couple of minutes here. I know it's not severe, but there's going to be lightning in that. And so that's just going to impact the operations that are happening there down on the south side of Enid. So there you go, another storm. These storms are surging out to the east. And so still looks like if you're north of Stillwater up by the airport, northern Payne County, you're still getting hit with these storms. The worst part of this storm right here, at least what we see, is going to be this section right here. It's broad rotation from Orlando south of Perry. Also, that's going to have some large hail as that's moving to the east. Also watching these storms up here from Fairmont up towards Perry Airport. And because of the intensity of the rain, we also got flood issues, flood warnings popping up with these too. So let me just double check. I believe the last warning that we got on this was for golf balls, I do believe. Yeah, golf balls and 60. And then both of these, when it comes to hail cores, are going to be warned for golf balls. So your golf ball hail core is going to be near Fairmont on the east side of Enid, or well east of Enid. That's moving to the east.
I'm supposed to have a big-ass storm heading my way.
This storm right here that's going to have large hail.
Or maybe it already passed.
That's going to be from Orlando as you make your way south of Perry, and that's dropping down to the east-southeast here. So these storms are pulling away. We just keep seeing redevelopment on the west side here. But it looks like for the time being, these storms are still moving eastbound here. So Garfield, Noble County, and then southeastern Garfield County going into northern Payne County. These are the areas to watch. By the way, I know lost in all of this weather coverage that we had out there today, there have been some storms down to the south. Jason has been watching the southern storms real closely because these storms that he's on right now, at one point they were warned down in Comanche County, down in Lawton. They fell apart, but just want to let you know that we've been keeping a close eye on the cells down to the south. Jason's been watching them all day long, just making sure that nothing that nothing spun up. And so if you're in Wayne or Pauls Valley right now, and you have some showers coming in, but those are weakening here. And these storms looks like they're moving to the east as well. So for the OKC Metro, for the time being, it certainly looks like, unless some additional storms try to develop, we should not experience a ton of severe weather for tonight here with this.
Okay. Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum announced the following. After the shooting attack at the pyramid on the moon, signs will be installed at the archaeological site explaining that weapons are prohibited. She really is stupid. She's not the brightest person, is she? She's kind of dumb. Like, super dumb.
You come back in the storm just a little ways, and every time the storm would catch up to us, we'd start seeing a little bit higher winds. So what was, right out in the very, very front, when we get in front of it, the winds drop down, get back inside a little ways, and it would pick up a little bit. But we haven't seen those high winds like what they've been talking about yet. So we'll let you know if we do. But we are now actually coming into Orlando here. We can kind of get a better visual on some of the stuff that's coming out of the west here. So we'll let you know what's happening. Again, back to you, Damon.
Okay, and I know that you will, as you're watching these storms there slide to the east. Let me go out to Mike. Okay, tell you what. Let me go to Abby and Jess, and then we'll go back out to Michael. But I know you all have a ton of information coming in. What's the latest?
All right, Damon, thank you. Want to get an update now from the Garfield County Sheriff Corey Rink joining us once again just to get the very latest. We're now coming up on 10:45. Sheriff, if you can tell us what you're hearing about injuries and damage there in Enid.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a few injuries on the south side of Enid. There in the Gray Ridge
Them
area.
signs are going to make a lot of difference.
It looks like we have not had any fatalities, thank goodness, but we've had a few minor injuries. We've got the fire department, law enforcement, rural fire, other agencies out assisting us. We're still going house to house and checking everything out, making sure everybody's okay. I do want the public to know that we do have a reunification location for anybody that may be looking for a family member, or we've got Red Cross staged at the Garfield County Chisholm Trail Expo Center on the north side of Enid. So I ask that if you need to be reunited with your family, if you're looking for your family, we ask that you go up there to the Garfield County Chisholm Trail Expo Center. It's away from the scene, and that way we can have emergency services working that area to keep everybody safe.
After seeing the tornado that we saw from our chasers Amanda shot a few hours ago, just after 8 o'clock, Sheriff, it is almost miraculous that some of these, the injuries that you are reporting to us are minor injuries, especially in that Gray Ridge neighborhood. We are so thankful to hear that news from you tonight. Here we are, though, about 3 hours removed from that tornado moving through. What does the response look like right now? You mentioned still going door to door.
Absolutely. We've had a great response. We've had not just the rural fire departments here in Garfield County. We've got the City of Enid Police Department and Fire Department, Emergency Management, the Commissioner's Office. We've had the Commissioner's Office help moving power poles and debris off the roadways. We've had a great response this evening. Major County, Kingfisher County, Logan County, they've all come over here and assist us. Very overwhelming response, very, very appreciative from all of us here in Garfield County. I want to thank everybody for helping us out this evening doing this. But we're still out tracking storms also. Over there in the Covington area, we still have some storms brewing over there. So we're trying to keep an eye on everything, make sure everybody's safe.
And Sheriff, just very quickly, and we're about to go to one of our crews there in Enid, describe the damage that you've seen tonight.
I'm going to tell you, I haven't seen any damage just because we've been running the emergency operations system, so I haven't been down to that location yet. But from what I've been told from my deputies, There's been some roofs taken off for sure. So looks like a few cars moved around, maybe even rolled over. No one was in them, obviously. It was the path of the tornado. So there is a lot of debris, a lot of power lines down, power poles. So very, very thankful that we have no fatalities reported to us.
Just unbelievable.
I want people to carry around like an actual mace.
Thank you for what you're doing and keeping us posted throughout the night. We want to take you now live to KOCO's Evan Onstad. Evan, you just got on the ground there in Enid. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you were there in the storm. What's the latest?
Well, this weather has just taken a big change in just the last couple of minutes, guys. I can tell you that as that storm is now forming over Altus Air Force Base and coming east towards us. So I'm south of Enid right now. In fact, I am about a mile east of Altus Air Force Base and that neighborhood, the Gray Ridge neighborhood, that obviously took the brunt of this storm. Again, as you just heard the update, the good news right now, no fatalities. They believe no serious injuries and a lot of damage. Right now, as we drove up into town, you could see all the emergency crews that were speeding towards Enid as fast as they safely could. I'm talking fire trucks. We saw a number of ambulances coming towards. And then as you reach the area, you're seeing just an incredible law enforcement and emergency response presence. Highway 81, as we've already reported, is blocked off going into town, basically right at the south end of Altus Air Force Base, south end of that Gray Ridge neighborhood. I'll say here before I just completely get flooded out of this, and we got to take cover here really quick. You can see some of the damage behind me. This is just a small piece. So again, we are pretty much due east of that neighborhood that took the brunt. This home is by itself, and this home is gone. The right side, that brick is still intact. The left side is badly, badly damaged. I spoke to a man who says that right now, I don't know the extent of the damage of his home. I know it was very badly damaged. He, his daughter, and an exchange student that was with them in that house all got out safely, and they've been at the shelter where now they're trying to get back to the neighborhood, back to the addition, as he said. Again, I don't know the extent of the damage, but again, him, his daughter, and an exchange student. And if you can just imagine, if you're an exchange student moving to Oklahoma, certainly the thing that somebody's going to say is, watch out for tornadoes, and you happen to be in a home that's hit by a tornado. It's just one of the, I'm sure, many stories that we are going to see here as the light comes up, as we start to meet more of the victims, as we start to hear more of the stories. Lots of stories out here, and again, the weather's picking up, so we're going to go take some cover. But we're going to get back to you guys in the studio.
Me and you here working on doing another overlay thing for the other side.
My goodness, KOCO's Evan Onstad, thank you. Oh, we got to go to Damon, guys. I'm sorry. Tornado warning, Damon.
Yeah, tornado warning here just coming out right now for this storm, and so this is going to be basically the southern fringe of it is going to include Stillwater. But let me go out to Michael Armstrong. By the way, tornado warning just issued. This is that same part of the storm that we've been watching this spin now for a while, and it just triggered a tornado warning there for Stillwater and out to the northwest. We got to Michael. Michael, tornado warning. What are you seeing?
Yeah, that's right. Damon, we do have a lowering that is just to our north and west. We do have a lot of inflow. We were taking hail larger than golf balls just a few minutes ago while during that interview, and I know we couldn't do an update right then, but we were getting hit in the side with some very large hailstones, and I do have a lowering. I do have a pretty substantial lowering to my north and west. That's looking backwards from Storm Command. We're going to go down to Highway 51 and move over toward the town of Stillwater. But Stillwater, I know this is unnerving. I know there's been a lot that's already happened today, but now is the time. Now is the time. You practice it. You plan for it. That's what we do in Oklahoma. We always are teaching that over and over in schools and every time we go out, what to do in case a tornado warning is issued and your phone starts going off. Now is the time to calmly move to shelter if you live in Stillwater and get there. Whatever that is, for whatever structure you live in, now's the time to do that.
And the storm is moving at about 20 miles per hour. So we have an updated storm track here in Stillwater, OSU. You have time. And I know every time you come into Oklahoma, the first thing you do is you say, where should I go should a storm develop? So you go to that spot here. So tornado warning just issued, southern Noble County, northern Payne County here. Your tornado right now is going to be just north of Lake Carl Blackwell and on the west side of Lake McMurtry here. So it comes into Lake McMurtry now in the next few minutes. Stillwater Airport 11:13, OSU at 11:18. Then we get to Yost and Glencoe here right around 11:30 with this storm. So Michael's on it. This is that same area where we had a tornado warning. We were watching a bit of spin there in southeastern Garfield County, and then it kind of turned into rather broad rotation, but it just tightened back up here in the last couple of scans here. So this is moving to the east, not very fast though, at only about 20 miles per hour, and also still warned for golf ball size hail, which Michael has been telling us about. So this is it's moderate rotation. As of right now, what we see on the radar, the rotation is not as tight and not as strong as what we had when these storms were in Enid, or even this tornado warning that was there in Kay County earlier. But it has been persistent, and it kind of went up a notch here. So right now it's moderate rotation right on top of Lake Carl Blackwell, just west of Lake McMurtry. As I switch over, let me see if I see any debris going on where I would, let me just see here. No, I'm not seeing any debris in here. I got to see those line up, but this is an area that is definitely, we're watching it. So Michael, you've been watching this area, this storm closely. Again, the couplet has increased, and we're still getting some low-level winds that are feeding into this. And so we see that inflow notch there right over Lake McMurtry. Your hail cores on the north side. What are you seeing right now, Michael, from Storm Command?
Yeah, very broad, like circulation, I would say right now, based on both my observations from my 360 camera and from what I'm seeing on velocities. But it wraps all the way around on the north side, and that's hidden from view from where I'm at. And that's just part of this. You know, when you're off on country roads and things like that at night with heavy rain and a storm like this, that's a bad combination for
you get hurt really easily.
So we're back out on Highway 51. We're coming in towards Stillwater. You're looking up to the north. There is a very pronounced lowering, and it's sorry, there's so many trees in here in and around the lake. There's a view of it. Now you can see how it's starting to wrap back in there, and there's multiple lowerings that are on the front edge of this storm. So this storm, again, tornado warning. It does include Stillwater.
It does, and we are
fast-moving multi-state FBI investigation led to the arrest of one adult and one juvenile accused of planning an attack at a Jewish day school in Houston, Texas. 18-year-old Angela Hicks is currently facing 2 state charges brought by the Davidson County Sheriff's Office in Lexington, North Carolina. Juvenile was charged in Harris County, Texas. The FBI Charlotte Joint Terrorism Task Force began an investigation Tuesday evening after a tip to the North Carolina Law Enforcement Agency. This is an exceptional example of when you see something concerning, say something for law enforcement. We recognize our partners FBI Houston, Jewish community in North Carolina and Texas, nationwide include Jewish Federation for Assistance. So apparently 2 people were going to commit a arson attack, not a terrorist attack. Another one was a kid. Apparently, I just lost the damn article I had here, but apparently some kid was drawing like swastikas and stuff in this classroom. The family got concerned, looked into it, went to the house. Oh, here it is. Bomb squad detention. The bomb squad detonates a bomb in Long Island after police stumble across explosive while investigating a 15-year-old student over a swastika. Nassau County police visited the teen's home after he allegedly drew a swastika at his school. When police arrived at the home, they allegedly discovered chemicals that had been combined to make explosives. After finding the bomb squad shut down the street and was forced to destroy the bomb and control demolition in the area. Both the son and his father, 48-year-old Francisco Sanlas, were arrested. The father's credit card was used to purchase the chemicals. So,
Stillwater right now.
2 terrorism attacks look like they were
Very
stopped.
signature. We've already seen a tremendous amount of damage today and violent tornadoes earlier. And the shear is very strong here at night, and this storm is trying to take advantage of it.
It is, and especially with nothing to the south that is obstructing it. And so the low-level winds, they are definitely pretty strong here. And so the sirens are sounding in Stillwater for this storm. And so right now that the tornado warning, the tornado itself is going to be up by Lake McMurtry. And so moving across north, if the storm keeps moving to the east, by the way, then northern Stillwater up by the airport, you're going to be most impacted by it. And downtown Stillwater, OSU, it's going to be close, but this may stay just north of you. But still, hey, tornado warning, it cuts right through Stillwater. Sirens are sounding. You know where to go. And it's not moving very fast. It's moving at 20 miles per hour. So you have time here. As a matter of fact, right now it's almost 11 o'clock. We have been with you since 6:30 this evening when our first tornado warning went out. And it's been one of those nights where these storms just keep going and going and going. So Glencoe at 11:34, West Point 11:46. If this were, tell you what, let me put on a track here just to get it down into Stillwater here, because it looks like that track right there did favor it a little bit north of Stillwater. But if this were to come into the north side of Stillwater, there you go. That pops at 11:10, so that'd be about 15 minutes from now, hitting the north side of Stillwater, and then a few minutes later, if it ends up getting pulled down to the southeast, impacting OSU. But as of right now, this track is going to be just north. So Yost, Glencoe, and then West Point there, right before midnight. Right now it's 11 o'clock. This has been a horrible night in Oklahoma when it comes to the severe weather. Fortunately, with a lot of the reports that we have been getting in around Enid, no fatalities reported as of right now.
Well, if we lose any more people watching, I'm calling it a night. I got to get my house ready for my family tomorrow.
Our newsroom, they are working a lot right now. And
Machinist says once he gets his paycheck, he's getting me a mini split. Such a nice guy.
Right now in Enid, once this tornado warning begins.
He's like, the hell I am.
And the threat's no longer there. But we got to talk about the storms that are happening right now. They're always the most important ones. And so Lake McMurtry, north of Stillwater, still watching this cell really, really closely. The north side of Stillwater is still going to be the area to watch. We see Storm Command here coming up into Stillwater. And then there's Shane right now. He's going to be west of Glencoe. Let me go back out to Michael, though, because, Michael, I know you're coming into Stillwater right now. What's the kind of describe the situation, what things are like? Are people getting off the roads, or you still see quite a bit of traffic there?
Yeah, so we're along Highway 51 again, and we're right here near the Walmart, as a matter of fact.
Police confiscated all of James O'Keefe's firearms, reason unknown.
This storm has substantial lowerings continuing. You can hear probably the sirens going off in the background too as we're coming into town. So the outdoor warning sirens are going off here in Stillwater. The center of circulation still appears to be a little bit to my north, so that's going to put it more in line with just
apparently he had a domestic violence / stalking case against him.
You really don't want to
yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking at the latest Polygon, and it keeps, 6.
No, Rodney, no. You owe me $5 for each beer.
On the north side of Stillwater, so that's the area of most concern. And you can see just the nasty, nasty lowerings in my shot right here. I mean, it's amazing what I can see with this camera at night. I mean, look at that.
Apparently, the FBI delivered a major blow to the Mexican mafia, arresting 43 gangsters in California with ties to the notorious prison gang. Large operation.
This is not a good
66 felony counts of drug dealing, kidnapping, assault, extortion, murder. All suspects are known to be processed at Santa Ana Police Station.
51, and there are a lot of people that are out on the road
most
here
illegal.
as well. So just remember, you don't want to be in a vehicle in a tornado. You want to go ahead and seek a more a stable shelter if you can.
Yeah, great advice there. And there was an update, by the way, to the tornado warning, and it looks like it was trimmed just a little bit. So OSU is no longer in the tornado warning, but North Stillwater all the way up to the airport you are. And Michael's looking right at this, and you heard the sirens, they're sounding as this storm was tracking to the east. Let me see if it's picked up speed at all. The original warning had it going at 20 miles per hour. It's picked up just a little bit of speed there just recently, now going to 25 miles per hour. So that's going to change its arrival time here. Let me just quickly update this track here, and let me get you at 25. So there you go. That right there updates it now. So
you'll never catch me.
It stays north of Stillwater. Glencoe at 1126. Quay at 11:55, Yale at 11:57 with this storm coming in right here. Let me go out to Shane Helton. Shane's going to be northeast of Stillwater. Shane, I know you're in the rain right now. It's coming down pretty hard, but give us an update on what the situation's like where you are.
Well, Damon, we actually can confirm what Michael was talking about a little while ago there. It's got a big old wall cloud in it. We haven't seen any, we're far enough away that we haven't been able to see any funnels or anything like that in it, but it does have a big old wall cloud. Now, winds, there's very little wind here, almost none. We're right in front of the storm, and we're not hardly getting any wind. And earlier we got just a little bit of hail, but not very much. But as other than cloud to ground lightning, that's pretty much it. But we're watching this big old wall cloud, and if it does produce anything, we'll holler at you real quick. Back to you, Damon.
All right, I know you and Joe are in contact there. So the hail core is still going to be hanging on the west side of Lake McMurtry, kind of goes up north of Stillwater Airport and then goes all the way out to the west here. So the newest storm track, Stillwater, this is going to stay north of you. Oklahoma State, this is going to stay north of you as well. It's going to come pretty close to the airport, northern Payne County here. This storm is going to continue to track to the east. So tornado warning still remains in effect for another 30 minutes. We're going to come back to this in a second, but Abby, I know you all have a ton of information coming in right now. Give us an update on what you all are hearing so far tonight.
Damon, speaking of information, we know there is a lot out there on the internet right now, a lot being talked about, but I thought it was important, as journalists, for us to tell you what we have confirmed officially tonight. And this has been on brand and online with what we have been told from the Garfield County Sheriff through our live phoners. No fatalities reported at this time. Only minor injuries are being reported. First responders are continuing their secondary searches of locations impacted by the tornado. We know that things can, go viral online, whatever you're seeing out there, but that's what we do here as journalists. We report confirmed information. And Jess, I know you've got more specific information when it comes to injuries from this tornado in the Enid area as well.
The Garfield County Emergency Manager told me about 10 to 11 people are hurt, minor injuries again, which is just incredible news, especially going through a tornado emergency. They are doing those search and rescue sweeps right now. They've done a few different ones going through the hard-hit area of Gray Ridge neighborhood, and just wanted to let you know an evacuation shelter is currently open at the fairgrounds at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center off of Purdue Avenue. The Red Cross will be running that.
Yeah, this is why it's important that's why we do what we do. We build sources, we get confirmed information, and we bring that to you. KOCO's Dakota Wapakichi joining us live once again in Enid. Dakota, we are about 3 hours now after that tornado first dropped. What is the latest since you have been there for a few hours now this evening?
Okay, so we're just south of Highway 81 in Southgate. The latest I know is I actually talked to some residents who live on the other side of that bridge. You can see police officers from the Enid Police Department. We just saw an OHP trooper actually go right. They're blocking this off. People are coming on that bridge, but those are all people affected or working on that area. There was actually a neighbor who lived on that side. He told me, his name's Jeremy, but they were able to take some shelter during this. They said they were trapped inside their storm shelter for 30 minutes. A brick wall on his home, he said, actually fell on top of it, and so they were stuck. It was him, his wife, and at least one of their kids. They said there was another working in town, but thankfully they're okay. They were stuck for some time. There were first responders that had to go rescue them. We're also talking with a bunch of other people here affected. There's some that are showing up right now, learning about how the other side of the bridge is doing. They have homes in that area, concerned, wondering how long this is going to last over here. Obviously a terrible scene here, but they still have this blocked off. Rain is coming. There's still thunder rumbling in the air here, but they're going to be blocking this off for some time. We haven't been told exactly how long this is going to be, but it's been absolutely tragic. We saw ambulances coming into this, into the gas station right behind of our camera. They're actually having to fill up. They've been working for so long that they need more gas. So they're heading back down there. Fire trucks, police officers, state troopers, you name it, EMS, they're all down on the other side of the bridge. It's hard to get there from here. Power lines, a lot of debris, just a terrible scene here in Enid.
Yeah, Dakota, how would you describe how folks are doing? I'm sure at this point it's a lot of stress and shock too, but something this traumatic and something this shocking, how are the people there in Enid doing emotionally?
It's been tough. I've gotten some text messages from people in the area, obviously, checking in. They're watching our coverage. They're seeing what the rest of town looks like, and it's just so shocking to them because there hasn't been a tornado like this in Enid for quite some time, a terrible deal for them. As for the neighbor that I talked to that was stuck inside that shelter for some time, wasn't too emotional, but you got to expect that this is just such a shock that maybe it hasn't even processed for them exactly what's going on. There was one person that was telling me that they're going to try to help out one of their friends that work in that neighborhood, and they said that neighbor who lives in there couldn't even look at the home. They got out of their tornado shelter and just walked away. They couldn't even look. It was just a terrible thing for them, but just a terrible deal here. We're still seeing a bunch of first responders. They're coming down Highway 81 from the Enid area to come help. A lot of people working on this, so hopefully we get some good news soon about no fatalities, hopefully little to no injuries.
It's devastating to see something like that, what you work so hard for, and everything you have right there in your home. You just hate it for these folks. Dakota, I know you've been trying to get around town in different areas and come across roadblocks. Are you starting to see any areas that have reopened?
Not really. There's just one road just east of Highway 81 that people are using to get around all of this. We have crews in the area. We're all maneuvering around this. It's been very difficult, but obviously we saw earlier OG&E is on the scene for those down power lines. We've got EMS, firefighters. There was one point Jason was talking earlier, and I texted him that there were about 20, and I think that number went up even after that to maybe 25 or 30 firefighters from the area, whether it's Enid or Major County. They were all rushing into that rural part because this is just a highway. You got to imagine it's not just the people impacted along this busy highway, but it's the people just east of it that are in rural Garfield County, Major County, and they're just, they got a bunch of trees around them. Those trees are maybe blocking their driveways, having to clear those out to get to it, and then also destroying homes because we saw Jason's video earlier. There was that home that no one was in, and the side of the house was just absolutely destroyed. So it's been very difficult around here. It's going to take some time to clean this up. It may even go into the morning.
And we'll certainly see a lot more whenever the sun comes up. Dakota Wapakichi, thanks for your live reporting. Let's go back to our chief meteorologist, Damon Lane, because, Damon, we still have a tornado warning in Payne County.
Well, we certainly do. And by the way, there's more lightning here being detected from where the tornado went through there in Garfield County. But I do want to give an update right now on our tornado warning that we have. It still continues until 11:30 for another 20 minutes. And the area of concern that we're watching right now, it's actually lifted a little bit farther north, and so it is going to be well north of Stillwater. The latest tornado warning update actually took just about all of Stillwater out of it. Stillwater Airport, we were watching it, but this is where your area of rotation is now going to be. And so if you count it from just downtown Stillwater, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's now about 10 miles north of downtown Stillwater. Let me check in with Storm Command here. Michael, looks like the latest update with this tornado warning, we trimmed the fat off of it even more, and so now we're basically just kind of concentrating it north of the airport, south of Morrison. What are you seeing right now from Storm Command, Michael?
Yeah, look at the sky, Damon, here on the northeast side of Stillwater. So we just crossed over Perkins and Lakeview Road, that intersection. So that's where Atwoods is, Walmart. There's just a lot of, northeast side of Stillwater is newer development, so people will know where that's at. And newer homes are over here as well. We can still hear the outdoor warning sirens sounding right now here on the northeast side of Stillwater. Even though it does look like, I'm looking at the lowered area, and I'm still seeing a lot of rain that's coming around the south side of it. So if there is a tornado, it would be on the north side of that rain, which puts it basically north of all of Stillwater proper, but it's going to go closer toward Glencoe as
I know
far
where
as the
Sweetwater
center
is.
circulation.
Where I get audio
but
equipment
there-
from.
yeah, it
Stillwater,
could redevelop
not so
back
much.
further south, again, into other parts of Payne County. So I think Stillwater, is for the most part in pretty good shape, really, with this particular storm. But areas just north of town, that is not the case.
Yeah, and we're not that far away from this storm getting ready to move out of Payne County and then going into Pawnee here. So didn't want to give an update here, but for those in Stillwater, yeah, this storm is now going to be well north of you. It is tracking to the east towards Glencoe at 11:26 and then goes into Pawnee at 11:51. Merrimack there at a little after midnight. Right now it is 11:11 on this Thursday night, and obviously, this has been a night of severe weather. Started at 6:30, still going on here. There's not a ton of at least severe storms left for central Oklahoma, and probably by 1 a.m., a lot of this activity will be moving to the east. We'll get an update on the radar here again in just a little bit, but there's every couple of minutes here, it seems like we get all new information. I want to send it back over to Jess and Abigail for an update.
Well, one thing that we're hearing from people, I'm talking with someone whose home was severely damaged, if not destroyed. He's trying to figure that out right now. They are just now being allowed to go back into that neighborhood. This is that Gray Ridge location there in Enid, and they're walking to that, but they have to be careful. And so they're there with first responders, seeing if they can go check out their homes.
Oh, like the Charleston
His phone is about to
dance.
die. So these folks have been on the phone a lot. They've probably
Why is it plugged into the car?
Storms in their shelter. Number two, been talking with their
Oh,
families.
because they're in the shelter.
Okay,
I see.
updated, and now phones are starting to die. But that's where these places,
The phone should only be used emergencies. Just let people know what's going on.
well, those can really come
Then
in
just
to
chill with it.
help you. We still have our reporters out all across Enid, also covering Vance Air Force Base, Jess, that we know did sustain some minimal damage tonight.
It's just across from that Gray Ridge neighborhood where they've seen so much damage. Let's go to Jason Berger, who is joining us now. And Jason, what are you seeing there?
Well, guys, like you just said, we are just to the southwest of that neighborhood you were just describing. This is Cleveland Street, where it turns into Wheat Capitol Road here on the southeast side of Vance Air Force Base. And I wanted to show you this. This is broken fencing. And what's kind of interesting is not only is this right where the tornado came through in the damaged path, but the chain link is gone. It's just completely picked up and gone. It was ripped off those metal poles. This is a swath of fencing that's probably about 40 yards long or so. And you can see right here also the barbed wire was torn and those poles were just broken completely. Looks like we have some first responders here coming to this side of the Air Force Base. But anyway, it just really shows you how strong the winds were and how bad this storm was as it moved on to the northeast toward Enid. So we're continuing to look for damage. Emergency crews are out here on the Air Force Base now, but it's very good to hear that there were no injuries reported with this storm just yet, guys. We'll send things back to you.
All right, KOCO's Jason Berger reporting live there. Jason, we appreciate that. We want to take you now live on the phone. We have the mayor of Enid joining us once again. David Mason, we appreciate the time. It is now about 3.5 hours since that tornado first touched down in your city. What is the latest from where you stand?
So they're still searching. They've divided up. They've got teams put together where they're doing it on specific quadrants so that they know.
I did not know about Russell Brand's disgusting admission. What did he admit?
Completely. They're telling me that everyone is accounted for, though, but they just want to make sure and go through that. So hopefully all the injuries were just minor, but I can't confirm that for sure, but that's what I'm starting to hear. So we're very fortunate that we might get out of this without people that are short of property damage. At least maybe they aren't harmed too terribly bad.
And Mayor, that's what we're hearing from the emergency crews there on scene as well, which is just, I mean, truly a miracle when you think about what they've just been through with the tornado emergency coming through town there on the south sides of Enid. So when you say that crews are still searching, is that OHP that is searching that specific area of Gray Ridge? Are there other areas as well that they are going to be dividing and looking at specifically?
Yeah, so it's a unified effort. There's multiple teams here, not just OHP, Enid PD. We've got the base fire department. We've got our fire department. We've got search and rescue from some other towns around the area. They've brought their teams in, and they've divided
major ceasefire violation by Hezbollah. They're firing large number of rockets at northern Israel once again.
Joint force, and as far as other areas, yes, our county
I'm going to move out of the way so we can zoom in and take a closer look here. Now, as we've been standing,
Holy
EMS,
crap.
which Carl, you just mentioned, there's been a ton of people coming to help out here in response to this tornado. And EMS was here from Pafford.
Rip the freaking walls off the place
that they've spray painted. That means they've gone through the house and made sure that nobody needed rescuing and that there was nobody found in here and that it's been checked. So that is some great news. We were also talking to neighbors a little bit ago, just down the street from here, their house completely untouched, which is not uncommon we see with tornadoes, right? It's just wild how that happens. So thankfully, them and their family were safe. They told us that this house is vacant, so that would make sense. And I peeked my head through the windows and was using a flashlight to look at the inside of this house earlier, and that would make sense because it feels a bit like a time capsule in there. There's an old foosball table in there. I saw some teddy bears in the debris. I saw a big tube TV in there as well. So kind of a lot of old school things are hanging out in that house right now. So that's the good news, is hopefully this house was vacant, and the good news is nobody was found hurt here. So they're going to continue to be surveying for damage. The Pafford EMS that we spoke to here is on their way into the Gray Ridge area to help out there and see where they can make a difference tonight. Amanda and Carl.
Shelby, great work out there. And now we want to take you to some of that video that we've gotten from you, our viewers. Talked with Justice Pierce. Take a look at this. They have already brought in huge machinery to try to clean up and to make sure nobody's trapped there. And that white vehicle you see right there, she told me that's a police officer who lives there in the Gray Ridge area. We could even see 911 written on the side of that vehicle.
Zoomed in, saw 911 on the side. Again, Gray Ridge area here. And these videos we're going to show you, they're all the same neighborhood, the Gray Ridge neighborhood. So you could see they got
UK said age of consent is 16, but Brand was 30 at the time. What happened? He should be banned for entering the U.S. What did Russell Brand do? Hold on.
We can say that as far as search and rescue,
I think I got what you're saying. I need to look it up.
Is still going on, and this is what that is, right? This is kind of getting to people who might be in their storm shelter, who might be in the debris.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Again, the word is no fatalities. We've heard so far from the Garfield County Sheriff.
This is from Justice Pierce again. She and her husband were the first ones, one of the first people into the...
Well, I mean, he sexually molested this woman. So Brand faces multiple charges of rape and sexual assault in the UK involving several women in incident from 1999 to 2009. He pleaded not guilty in all accounts. The trial status, originally set for June 2026, now delayed until October 12th. Expected to last up to 2 months at Southwest Crown Court. All charges will be heard together. He was granted bail and continues to deny the allegations. In an interview on the Megyn Kelly show, Brand admitted to having consensual sex with a 16-year-old girl when he was 30. He described it as exploitative due to the power imbalance from his fame and emphasis that it was legal in the UK. He called his past behavior selfish, awful, but lawful, and said he was a very different, immature person. There you go. That's what he did. But apparently he went and raped a bunch of people too, so.
You know, it's a stretched out piece. It's still spinning, but it's certainly not like crazy tight. Not right now. Go ahead, Val.
Yeah, so David, it was looking pretty interesting earlier. We had some very pronounced lowerings with it. You could see movement, even in the dark, you could see movement when that thing came over us. But like you said, the circulation has become a little bit, maybe quite a bit less organized, which is a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things saying that he was probably a frequent flyer of the Epstein Island, and also, like, I guess, from what I remember, and I'm going to kind of half-ass paraphrase this because I don't really remember all of it, but there was a UK version of Epstein that's still doing shit as of today. So I don't know what that's all about, but that's a thing. Heard about the bodies in trees after the hurricane. Oh, that's horrible. That's sad.
It's lost the hook look. It's lost a lot of the inflow notch that we had.
Brings back bad memories. I was in NC during a Hurricane Helene recovery. I can still smell the flesh. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. That's not okay. New Orleans, North Carolina man is accused in Florida after authorities say they thwarted his alleged plan to carry the mass shooting at the festival in New Orleans. Wow, the people are starting to go a little bit nutty. The FBI is doing their job, though, which is good. Brand looks like a hairy, creepy perv. Well, so he's got a bunch of money, right? So he's got all this money, and then he gets everything he wants. So again, it's the lack of struggle thing I've brought up before. When you hit a certain point where, like, you are so famous that you could get anything, right? What's your next thing?
Running from northwest of Hitchcock, and this is again beginning to go up here. Maybe just some showers right now. We'll see what it does. Okay, we'll see if it gets a little bit stronger here. Control room. Let's go back to some of the video from.
Well, I can't remember what it was, but there is a version of Epstein in the UK, and I can't remember who the hell he was or what his name was. And apparently, there was like documentaries about him, and it was like horrible, and people are saying, yeah, it's still there, and he's taking on like Prince Andrew and all these other people. So I can't remember who the hell it was. I'll have to go look it up, but
This is Highway 81. Vance is on right there. Vance was
unless I'm having this hallucination and it's not remembering how I thought it was.
that have said we have friends and family that work there. Vance was not hit by the tornado, but I mean barely missed it.
Just south of
just south.
Yeah.
And this is it right here. This is Highway 81. Vance Air Force Base is right up here. But look, this is a multiple vortex, violent tornado, EF3 tornado, maybe stronger, and it did a lot of damage, right? It went through a couple of neighborhoods. It took out.
I looked it up, and it's just bringing up Jeffrey Epstein. I can't remember the goddamn guy's name now. Oh, Jimmy Surveil, was that it? I think you are right. I think you are right, Soma.
But also looking at velocity data, and then it was wrapped in rain, getting a little bit weaker, but still a strong tornado as it made its curve and headed up towards the southeastern and eastern sides of Enid. Downtown Enid was spared. West Enid was completely spared, obviously, but south and east of Enid proper, obviously this is where the tornado was. And another shot of, and look at this here. Look at everything being pulled in from the east. Right? The tornado's still here, but there's so much inflow.
As a person you're almost certainly referring to, often spelled autocorrected as Saville, a quick search, he was the UK's most infamous historical sex abuse case, frequently cited as the prime example of institutional protection of predators. That's the guy. No, you were right, Soma. You had it right. That's the guy. Eccentric British DJ, TV presenter, and media personality. Hosted iconic BBC shows like Top of the Pops and Jim'll Fix It. Known for platinum blonde hair, tracksuit, cigars, and flamboyant, wacky persona. Raised tens of millions for charity, volunteered for hospitals. Scandal post-death. Silva died in 2011 and late 2012 as the ITV documentary triggered hundreds of victims' testimonies. Police investigations, Operation U-Tree, and others concluded that he was a prolific predator sex offender over 54 years. 400 to 589 people have come forward. Police recorded 214 crimes, 450 victims, mostly female, 73% under the age of 18, ages as young as 5 to 8, and up to 75. Some estimates reach a 5 to 1,000 victims. BBC Studios, 28 plus, NHS hospitals, including children's wards and stroke Mendeville schools and other institutions. Rape, indecent assault, grooming, often with celebrity power to exploit vulnerability fans, patients, and staff. Describes as unprecedented in the UK by police. That's the guy. Yeah. Yep. BBC staff knew of rumors for decades but took no action. NHS hospitals allowed him unrestricted access. Some staff witnessed the abuse. Police received complaints in 1960s to 2000s but dropped them. He cultivated relationships with the elites, making him untouchable in his lifetime. Yeah, so he's known as the UK Epstein. Horrible guy.
Christian Church, like you said, that's at 401 North Oakwood Road here in Enid. It's here if you need it. Right now, all the people behind me are just volunteers from the church. No victims have arrived yet, but they're here, they're ready, they're gathering water, they have food, anything you need. Even if it's just a safe place to come, they're ready to take you here at the Oakwood Christian Church. They have been talking to church members and say they have not heard of any fatalities.
Anyways, speaking of horrible people.
They have heard of some people in that Gray Ridge area that were able to take shelter and are doing just fine now. So always good to hear that. But we just talked about the Oklahoma Standard, and this is just proof of that. We've already seen a few cars driving up, dropping off water here. So anything you need, this is one of those 3 shelters that you can come to. Again, this is Oakwood Christian Church, 401 North Oakwood Road here in Enid. Toss it back to you guys.
Oklahomans helping each other, no surprise there. Anytime there's a situation like this, that's what happens for sure.
We will see that. In fact, I saw a post where Atwoods is going to open tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. just because they know that people are going to need supplies there in the Enid area. Haley was at one of the shelters. We want to take you now to another one. This is the one that the Red Cross opened up as an emergency shelter. And we have Micah Wilson, who is there standing by for us. Micah, give us an update.
Hey, Amanda, we are here at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center. This is off of Purdue in Washington. Like you mentioned, the Red Cross is here. This is an overnight shelter, so this is for people who lost their homes, have damage, and it's also a place where families can be reunified and reunited in case they did lose contact with someone. We're here with some people trying to get see if they'll do an interview. We just spoke with them. They were telling me about damage that was in the Gray Ridge neighborhood. Kind of tell us what you saw. You said it was leveled?
It's leveled. I mean, completely leveled. We don't know if any families made it out of there. We don't know if anybody's alive. I mean, we're just praying that they are, so.
We did run into a gentleman. His home was completely destroyed. He had just bought a new car today, and that's flipped over. There is a person, family missing that lived 2 houses down from him, and nobody's heard from them or anything. So hopefully we're praying that they are okay.
At least they're not English.
Seeing that damage, thinking of this morning how it was, and then seeing this damage now. I mean, any reaction to that? How does that make you feel seeing that?
Well, it hit right outside my neighborhood, which is Brookside, and it barely just missed me. And I called, as soon as I called my grandpa, he lives in Texas, I started crying when I was on the phone with him. This is the closest it's ever come to hitting me. This is the biggest tornado Enid's ever gotten.
Since we've been alive. My kids had to hide in a closet. You know, a lot of these homes don't have proper storm shelters built in place either. We don't even have a public storm shelter put in place here. So that's something that the city of Enid and its people need to start talking a lot more about in case it hits the rest of the town the next time it happens.
And are you all planning to stay here overnight?
Yes. We are here to volunteer. Me and my fiance just bought at least 16 cases of water.
Yeah, we got.
Apparently, Donald Trump is planning on inviting Vladimir Putin to attend the G20 summit in Miami.
Bring it here. So, and we're CPR and first aid certified, so we're here to help and do what we can for our community.
And if you could, just give an
one of the oldest churches in New York is currently up in flames. First Reformed Church of Astoria was established in 1839.
Maybe 30 homes.
Apparently, it burned down.
We can't get out there to check. I really want to, but
they won't let us out there because the power lines are down and it's probably just too dark.
I mean, what do you want to say out to the community watching this right now as Enid is going through this?
We just pray that everybody is okay and that they made it through the storm safely. And if anybody is hurt, come here and we will help as much as we can with your injuries and food and water.
Was a 5-alarm? Damn. There has been a lot of arson recently.
So let's make it one.
All right, thank you all so much. You heard it right here. This is here again at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center. This is at 111 West Purdue Avenue in Enid. If you do need any shelter or anything, any protection, any water, as they mentioned, as well as snacks, they will have it here. We already seen some families come in. They also have nurses on site in case anyone did receive any injuries from these storms. But again, it is definitely difficult to hear about the damage, hearing that a neighborhood is leveled, and then they said that a family is missing. We're still working to confirm all this information as we are here arriving and getting information constantly as we are still here. But there's plenty of crews here, by the way, Garfield County Sheriff's Office as well as police. So this is the place to stop by if you need to be reunited with a family member or if you needed overnight shelter. Again, it is the Chisholm Trail Expo Center at 111 Purdue Avenue here in Enid. For now, back to you all.
Micah, great information. I will also add the Red Cross always has emotional support there as well, because it has been a tough night for our neighbors up in the Enid area.
One of 3 shelters open. I want to point out what you mentioned about not having a shelter, but going to the...
apparently, Candace Owens is fleeing to United Kingdom. It's not very pro-American of her.
But now that it's been spared, she gets out there and helps her fellow Oklahomans.
The Oklahoma Standard.
Yeah, her fellow folks in Enid out there. So good for all those out there doing what they can tonight. Late night, and here they are ready to
apparently tomorrow will be a Operation Epic Fury conference at 8 a.m. Maybe if I'm awake, we'll see that.
Yes, hey guys, I have the pastor Eric Keller here right now. He's been talking with community members, just trying to see what they need. Just tell us a little bit about what people need to know about what you guys are doing here.
Police reached out to us a few hours ago, just asked if our building with our facility could be a place where people could gather that maybe don't have shelter tonight. And so
I don't know if Zelensky was even invited.
We also had a ton of people from the community. I mean, you can see we've got bottled water and supplies that people are bringing. We really appreciate that. But right now, a lot of people are calling us and reaching out to us through
After all the corruption from him's kind of come out to in the news, past and present, he's kind of been shutting his mouth. Apparently, he went out trying to say United States doesn't make enough Patriot missiles, but I honestly don't know if he knows what is produced and how fast things are produced. So, Israel Defense Forces discovered a Russian-made Clarnet anti-tank missile launcher in southern Lebanon used by Hezbollah to plan and carry out attacks against IDF soldiers and Israeli civilians.
Our plan is to be here as late as we need to tonight to just be here
for
people.
And you've been in constant support with members of the church. What are you hearing from them, especially those ones that were in that hardest hit area?
You know, a couple of them, their house is still up, but it's got a lot of damage. But then, like across the street, they said there's some homes that are leveled, trees uprooted. They said it's just devastating. They said you just wouldn't believe what we're seeing. And what I heard from some of our church members that are there is they said that most people have been accounted for. There's just been like injuries to people, but they haven't heard of any fatalities. They've been checking on their neighbors and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really good news so far.
It's great to see that Oklahoma Standard alive and well here. And again, tell us just how long you'll be out here.
We'll be out here all night if we need to be. I mean, unless they call us off or they don't need us anymore, we plan on being here all night.
All right, Eric Keller, thank you so much here at the Oakwood Christian Church. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Haley, good work out there. We appreciate it. We will say that, again, we haven't heard of any fatalities tonight. People have been injured, obviously, but we haven't heard any fatalities. Let's hope it stays that way. We're really keying in now the Gray Ridge neighborhood there, just east of Vance Air Force Base.
And the damage is just devastating. We got some images from you, our viewers. I'd like to show you a couple of them. This is from Justice Pierce. She and her husband were one of the first people into that neighborhood right after the tornado hit. She is telling us that she does not believe anybody's still trapped in there. She said she did see multiple injuries, but no fatalities that she heard of from in there. And you can see they are right there on the scene. Yeah. And she just said a lot of people came out to try to help out into that neighborhood. She sent us another piece of video as well. We'll take another look at that. That just gives us another view of the Gray Ridge neighborhood.
Apparently China is teasing of its first nuclear aircraft carrier.
And this is the neighborhood. They have the bulldozer out there trying to move vehicles, maybe trying to get people out of storm shelters. We heard that there were people stuck in storm shelters there in Gray Ridge, so maybe that was going on earlier with the bulldozer. But David, when you take a look at this video, I know earlier you were saying EF2, but EF3 here. Is that still what you're thinking there?
Yeah, I think so. Looking at velocity data, we have several things we can gauge it by. Look at velocity data, seeing what we were seeing, how far the storm was away from the radar, and then just some of the pictures here. From a dead tree to a live tree like that. That's a live tree. That tree is still growing and green, and it was. And it's basically just sheared off. Not much left of that. There's obviously some kind of vehicle that's been tossed, but some of the video that we've seen, other video besides this, of just homes completely collapse on themselves, and and in nicer neighborhoods, right, or neighborhoods that you think might be built, with fairly good quality, and it looks to me like at least EF2 to EF3 damage. That's what I've seen so far, and just the motion of the tornado when it was crossing Highway 81. I learned everything I needed to know about that tornado in about 10 seconds, just by the motion of the walls, the outsides of the tornado, how fast it was lifting and not debris falling out.
Islamic regime in Iran announced Tehran has received its first official revenue from transit tolls imposed on vessels passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Some idiot paid them when they never needed to. Nice.
It's got to be at EF3 or higher.
You knew it had to be stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
Just real quick, too, David, I'll just let you know we are hearing from the Kay County Sheriff for the first time. He's one house damaged, three miles south of Newkirk, a couple of barns southwest of Bremen damaged, and, of course, trees and power lines down, but no injuries there either.
Man, I'm telling you, when it was southwest of Bremen, it went to Bremen, but it was southwest of there 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 miles. That was the satellite tornado was doing all that. I mean, that was a strong tornado, not a 3 or a 4. To me, to us, we were, EF2. So still potentially, will injure you and or could hurt you worse, So, but I think we were lucky. It was kind of going in between some cities and some, homes and things like that. But I think we'll find out there's more damage than we know tonight. After we get up in the morning and crews get in and surveys are done, we're going to find out that there's more homes hit than we know about right now. And just because of the strength of the Enid tornado. Okay, so here's what's happening now. We have a few showers, by the way, south of Shawnee and Asher, north of Asher, near Tecumseh. I want to point out these are not severe. They're moving off to the northeast. Watching these, but nothing to worry about right now. And then to our north, we can go ahead. Let's take a closer look here. Yeah, here you go, Lace. So, again, headed towards Seminole, back to Romulus, back to Trivy and Macomb. And these are pushing off to the northeast. Small hail, gusty winds, a little bit of lightning and thunder, okay? Nothing out of control. Let's come back north. And new showers and storms going up, running from north of Hitchcock. And these are along the cold front, the outflow, and these are going to be making their way south and east. So we might still pick up a little bit of rain, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning in Oklahoma City tonight. But the tornado threat continues to decrease right now, okay? No tornado warnings in effect. These are severe thunderstorm warnings. And see the green line here?
All right, folks, I am out of here for tonight. I got to go start cleaning some for my family coming tomorrow. If you guys want to donate, I haven't mentioned it in 3 hours. Someone's still going to bitch. But if you would like to donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or buy me a coffee. Every little bit helps keep the show going. Very much appreciate everybody. You have a very good one, and take care. I will not be on till Monday unless something really crazy goes on.
Once again, everything here moving
crazy.
25 miles per hour. So no tornado warnings in effect. Flash flood
crazy.
Back to the west where we've had any.
That's what we are. I have a video for the ending too. I forgot to program it in. So you have a good one, everybody, and take it easy. crazy. What song should we end with? I don't know. Maybe I won't even do a song today. I don't know.
Y'all ready to praise him for the victory? Yes, Lord.
There you go. You have a good night, everyone. Take it easy. I will talk to you tomorrow. Or no, I won't. I won't talk to you till Monday. Monday. I actually go play golf with Trump, and I'll get my numbers up. maybe for not good reasons either. We'll see. Good night, everybody. Take care. My family's over, Mark. My family will be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They come up like twice a year, so I'll be spending time with my family. Oh, okay. Unless something really crazy happens, I'll just tell them, like, hey, I gotta go throw my stream on really quick. And you know, like the last time my dad was on, so I gotta have him on again. That would be something more than Soma. At least something from the FBI does. Night, everybody.